Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunday Shuffle. We're on the 4th iteration and I'm here with Rick. I should have asked you how to pronounce your name.
You'll do fine. It's Rikami.
Okay, that's what I thought. Rikami. Okay, I'm here with Rikami and we got a pretty fun first matchup. It's Residential versus Aneurysms. Both of them placed very well in last week's and we saw just how crazy the shopkeeper could be, especially because Residential is once again seeded to go into perp if they do win this first round matchup that they have.
That's kind of cursed. I'm very real. You don't want to play against perp on the shopkeeper mirrors, but someone's gotta do it, I guess.
Yeah. Got it.
Aneurysm. Don't think their deck has changed too much since I last saw it, except for you may see today's edition, World.
Oh, Whirl, and of course Residential. Wait a second, is this Residential's deck? This does not look real, and apparently they're mid Valorant game.
I mean, hey, well, as long as you just shoot the heads and then hit the, I don't know, raw miniguns, just kill your opponent. It's that easy. It's that easy. Matchup is, well, Saffron's the type of character just dominates pretty much everyone in neutral, right? So I feel like Reva is coming from behind into the matchup, at least slightly.
It's strange, because Residential.
But it's pretty even, yeah. Probably.
Residential we know as this big shopkeeper player, right? Shades of perp just a little bit, using a basically identical deck to perp quite a bit, but a completely different playstyle, completely different deck here with this Saffron, and we'll have to see how it fares against Aneurysms.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can see Aneurysm started taking more like big hits into this deck, which should reward when Reva can get those neutral wins with weapon 2 and into step spells or whatnot. But how many can you get against Saffron? This weapon definitely a menace in neutral, and like you can see, there's just a few big hits given from Residential to Aneurysm, but he just takes it all back from small pokes into small confirms like this. That's 20 HP gone from one confirm, and it's not even a big deal.
Yeah, but on the other side, Aneurysms is landing a lot of random spells here as Residential is now at a deficit, but gets caught on trying to invade in, and it's suddenly even more even. One hit will do it, and the pull will be enough for Aneurysms.
That's a good first set. We like to see those pretty even. Both of them at minimum 3 HP. Managed to hit step the pull there, but sadly walks sliding right into the whirl. Missing both step and javelin, getting punished pretty heavily. And that's almost half of your HP gone from 17 seconds of interaction, and it just keeps going.
Yep, and Aneurysms really likes to use this triple barrel as just 3 separate shots, just the anchor cancel coming in, and so far it's been landing quite a bit. It's not the most straightforward move to land when anchor cancelled. It's kind of 3 slow shots, but Residential, on the other hand, is getting a lot of damage back. The bouncing blade is doing a lot of work.
You know, what I really like about the triple barrels anchor cancels, Aneurysm has really nice reads on where the opponent's also trying to move. Oh, that's nice counter hit, canceling the triple barrel there. But you kind of can zone with it, and then just scare your opponent into, if they get hit, they're gonna take 10, maybe 20, maybe even more damage depending on what it is, because your anchor cancels, you can just move around and more easily confirm that in this stuff. But that's 2-0 for Aneurysm, and Residential probably needs to figure out something, just not how to not take all of these big hits. Just maybe play a little bit more slow. Diag Beam, obviously, any Duelist one step from Eden player's nightmare. It's the hardest spell to dodge in that game.
Yeah,
And
it just catches you no matter where you are. But
yeah, like it's very hard to compute.
Residential now looking for some slashes in and gets the minigun. Has been pretty good at landing all these miniguns, but Aneurysms is just getting so much damage. Residential trying to make up for it with the bouncing blade, and Aneurysms actually getting caught by the bouncing blade quite a bit, but the whirl is doing a lot of work for Aneurysms, landing it quite a bit raw on the third row.
Oh, and that's a very nice tech chase with the javelin. To keep your opponent on your toes, even if your combo's ending, there might be something to cover you. Just need to be ready to spot dodge or step out. And now it's pretty even game again. But both players on a hand, that kills if it lands. But the whirl misses, and Resident just trying to get those pokes into the minigun. Whiffing. Push slash. Kunai breaks the combo. Shuffling now. Ooh. Oh, and that's a really nice read on the move down from the push slash with the minigun. Getting the 2-1.
Alright, now Residential trying to create a bit of a comeback here with the kunai, with the minigun. And really just trying not to get caught by this whirl that's been doing a lot of damage for Aneurysms. Residential continuing to just poke with the sparkler, looking for a starter, but Aneurysms finally gets caught by, once again, the minigun.
The minigun javelin has been doing a lot of work so far. Every single time the minigun lands, there's almost a javelin follow-upping it, and then just gives Sentinel so much space to recover all the mana with the mark. And here again, very nice. The step slash act sadly whiffing, and now 21 damage from the triple barrel on the backstab. Oh, and rush can't get the combo from the kinetic wave of the whirl, but the Diag beam again doing. It's just 8 damage, but it's 8 damage you really don't want to take.
Oh, but once again, like you were saying, the minigun and the follow-up is doing a lot of work for Rez, but gets caught there with the kinetic wave, and now at 7 health. He needs to dodge the Diag beam, doesn't get caught by it, and actually get some damage down in return as Aneurysm forced to shuffle. Rez in a pretty decent spot here if they can land some more damage with that minigun and the...
Oh! Very nice pokes out. You just... Institute Residence reminds you of normal fighting games, regular fighting games, where you just want to toss stuff out preemptively to make sure your opponent can't come on in. There's definitely fundamentals here, and countering the triple barrel, but sadly the push slash from step slash, easy combo, very hard to dodge, especially in the back row, and it takes it. So Aneurysm takes it 3-1, but really close. And now, gladly, the good thing about this is Resident Evil gonna go back to the Valorant match. Hopefully not get banned or lever penalty or whatnot. I don't know what that game actually has for those situations. Now, looking at the bracket, Luke's losing to Chris from Deltarune 3-1.
That's really surprising, actually.
I did not like. Sure. Most of these players are really good, especially on the round 2 buys, but I would have had put my money on that one for sure. Rightwell beating Mechachido 3-1, and the rest of the games are still ongoing.
Yeah, the Lux Chris from Deltarune match, super surprising, because Lux got second place in 2 Sunday shuffles ago, got second place yesterday in the final stages of Training Arc, and has been performing consistently. But I'm really interested to see Chris from Deltarune in that winner's quarters now, because beating Lux is not easy.
Yeah, like Lux is not the #1 destroyer in this tournament, obviously, but she is good. She is really good, and you don't want to meet her round 1, and if you do, it's you gotta be pretty good if you beat her there. So that's unfortunate.
Oh, and we're getting news from the chat that it was Chiretta versus Chiretta, and Lux has a bit of a history involving Chiretta in these tournaments. She has lost in winner side to Chiretta many times in these tournaments, and a lot of the time actually gotten the run back in losers top 8, but we'll see if she can replicate that kind of losers run again.
Yeah, the one thing that obviously comes into mind is I want to see Chris from Deltarune's deck. If it's STD or is it more neutral oriented? Is that the thing that gives Luke's problem? Is not having all the neutral tools to beat the opponent, and because it's your normal weapons are obviously the same, it's kind of hard to get the neutral going and then force those mistakes to punish them. So I'm excited to see whatever Chris is cooking, definitely. But we'll have Bloopity next, playing against Rightwell. Bloopity, Violet player, just like almost all of the Violet players in this world, running 10 cards, out of which one card is not a card other Violets play, but like everything else is the same. And it's Step Slash, and I'm kind of surprised to see them take out Step Slash. I personally like it a lot, and Rightwell has a pretty zoning heavy oriented Hazel build. It's not Wrench Hazel, which we saw multiple times during EU then today. More structures and area denial. Ooh, what a nice bombo combo into a whirl.
Yeah, and Rightwell really wants to get up and aggressive and try to occupy the front row and cut off Bloopity from backing up, but that's going to be a little difficult because Bloopity has so many tools to take away the structures, and of course is just a really good player in terms of not getting caught by a lot of the fake stuff, just dodging away from the strip mine and shielding the second hit of that triple barrel, not getting caught in another double bomb to do so much damage back to Rightwell.
Yeah, Flamebreath definitely like a pretty new addition to Violet's decks, like week ago, but definitely what a nice combo. It's really good in occupying the magical 3 away square 4 and for Wyo, and Wyo can get combos of it if it's late active hits. And it's really good against some of these structures that Rightwell might pull up, as well as Violet's weapon 1, obviously just piercing through them, the regular boxes.
This game, though, going a lot better for Rightwell, but has to be careful if the bomb dodges away from it at the last moment. And now starting to set up, but these mines not really doing too much. Rightwell trying to set up some bombs, but Bloopity doesn't really care, just sitting in the front row, continuing to be aggressive.
I mean, Violet is one of the characters that just has damage from pretty much everything, so you can afford to play pretty aggressive with her, just not caring too much about your opponent's playstyle and just knowing your own reward is probably higher than theirs. And these diffusals of these mines and bombs has been on point so far, only letting like 1 or 2 of them through.
Yes, same with the counterplay against the triple barrel, not getting caught by it anytime, just shielding the second hit and doing everything basically perfectly so far is Bloopity. But Rightwell not too far of a deficit here to turn it all around in one big opening, but not being allowed to get any openings as Bloopity almost gets a kill off that combo.
Yeah, very nice chase with the weapon 1 of that not through combo when you need to step afterwards it, but it's your opponent really likes to step backwards and then you move forward and press it. It's just feels good punishing your opponent.
I don't think Bloopity's been hit by a single strip mine, just dodging all of them every single time, and the bomb pull with the backstab is enough. 2-0 so far to Bloopity.
Starting up with a kind of rough hand push slash and outer slash, but it's good. Adjusted with Brightwell's bomb getting pushed down And just playing a little bit of that neutral now. Double bombs in the back row. A little bit structures in fire on the Blue BDS side. Doesn't get a pool of auto/whirl, but it's fine. You have so many bombs in there. Just waiting for your opponent to, cash in, backstab, double bombs. And defusing the big mine again. Now, finally getting a bonk into the strip mine, but is it enough? When your opponent dealing this much damage on you, you just need to start raising them more. It's hard when your opponent's this good.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. Needs to do something with these 2 bombs back there, but again, the Flame Breath is such a good tool for Bloopity, bypassing a lot. But wait a second, there's a shield break, but no tools available. Just has to settle for a turret, and that feels rough. Right, well, no cards in hand.
Oh, and that does take it. That's one of the beauties of Violet. You see one attack hit, and you're like, all right, you got it. It's just a small poke, and then you see them confirm it into 20, 40 damage, and it's just rough.
Yeah,
I played this character, and I'm scared of the character.
Well played the right wall though. Had the lead for a bit and was looking like they figured something out, but against a player like Bloopity, Bloopy just stopped getting hit, and well, your deck's small shortcomings really get amplified when you're against a lot of these strong alpha players.
And like some of the things Bloopity did with the strip mine into the bombs with backstab, look, you don't even have to prep some of them. You just put them out. And taking the shield break, noticing rival just running out of cards. I mean, why take damage? Why waste mana on spot dodge when you can just be there in hit stun for 2 seconds while your opponent's shuffling? And then just keep on playing. It's not like they can do anything real. Especially someone like Hazel with no comboable weapons outside of very specific ping pong wrench stuff.
Well, it looks like we're going to see Bloopity again, this time versus Hubscoa in this winner's top 8 qualifier. Bloopity versus Hubscoa. Hubscoa has seen a lot of success in these early tournaments, but the alpha players are going to pose a little bit bigger of a challenge here.
It's unfortunate we finally get the good players in, and now those who were the good players are gonna have to sweat a lot more to get the results in. Hubscoa's deck it's pretty basic for Saffron, but does run a small poison spare package, which is very, very fun always. Get your own little twist into the deck. Entangle as well is a card you see a lot, but I don't think I've seen it on Saffron that much.
Oh, wait, I think the Entangle is new. I've seen Hubscoa's deck. It's in this format quite a bit, but I think that Entangle edition is very, very recent. I don't even remember seeing it yesterday in Training Arc, but the issue with Hubscoa's deck, well, not really the issue, but the style is Hubscoa will get the consistent chip damage down and put a timer on the game, but Bloopity's combos are so precise and so good that if Bloopity finds the openings, then Hubscoa won't have enough time to use the Spear Wave to chip Bloopity down.
This was something we talked about Goobis Taylor today. The playstyle of just dealing a little bit of chip damage every now and then and just dodging everything your opponent does to you. Like, sure, it doesn't matter if I only deal 5 damage every 5 seconds. If I manage to consistently hit that, and I don't take any damage, I'm gonna win at some point. So I like the idea, especially with Saffron, a character that does have really good neutral to play like that, but it's not gonna be easy against these beasts that just delete 27 of your HP in a split second like that.
Yeah, it's so brutal when the openings that Bloopity is getting, the starters that Bloopity is using are so difficult to pay attention to, because almost everything that Bluebity throws out is a starter, and knowing how to confirm off of all of those, it is such a difficult game for Hupsko to play. And the Spear Wave is even dodged away by Bluebity, dodging the bomb with the rush, but the Strip Mine carrying the Thunder, but it's, again, Bluebity's damage output is just too high.
Yeah, and like, that's another thing that's really strong about Violet. You don't need any big mana cost cards. You just have so much pressure with your spells. Because sure, bomb costs 2, strip mine costs 2. Well, you use those for set play, and then you hit something, and your opponent's forced to guessing between dodging and shielding and stepping, and you can just keep tossing out spells because they all cost 1 mana. So it's a scary situation. Even though you get the parry there, what you gonna do next? There's a backstab coming.
Yeah, and this Red Worm switch, a desperate attempt for Hupskoa, but Bluebity's cold, unflinching weapons will be the starter. That, once again, wait a second though, Hupskoa not getting caught there, one away from the Whirl, and maybe has something here, using the Death Secret Pellet, and getting a little bit of damage down with a shotgun, but these bombs are scary with no good way to clear them away. They're cleared away by Bluebity, but Hupsko is going to have to be pretty careful. So far though, interrupting Bluebity quite a bit, the weapons of Red Worm posing a bit of a problem.
And that's one of the beautiful things about Red Worm. Even though she is definitely a weaker character, you just can occupy so much space, which is really hard to just adjust into on a fly. Because they hit from off angles, they come off with a delay, and Red Worm can just set up behind them afterwards. And it's definitely not the easiest thing to read around. She plays very safe, which is like her one good thing about her is she can just chill a lot of the time. But Bluebity does find the damage even then, just managing to now dodge more, not taking as much chip damage. And I say that and instantly getting auto slashed, but very nice read with the hailstone on the backstep there, but doesn't have anything converted out of it, sadly.
Oh, and Hupsko actually getting a little bit of damage of their own here, now trying to play the front row a little bit, actually getting the minigun as well. 8 health left on Bluebity. This could be huge for Hupskoa as the bomb in the back is getting chipped down. Good shield from Bluebity. The push slash comes through and Hupskoa was doing so well, but Bluebity finds a conversion yet again.
Like, that was a small conversion. Died mid combo. There was gonna be like, I wanna say 15 more damage even after that one. So can't get hit by those. Very, very clean plays. The Red Worm pick was good, but sadly couldn't quite close it out. And that's how it is quite often against these alpha players, especially when they just see that, oh, I'm at 20 HP, I gotta lock in.
Yep, and speaking of alpha players, we have another one. The alpha gauntlet is continuing in this winner's quarters. It's Fun Guy versus Chris from Deltarune.
Alright, but I get to see... I remember quite a bit from demo and the playtest, even though I'm not an alpha myself. But I feel like, wasn't Fun Guy like one of the originals to play Wrench Hazel? Like, this deck obviously does have the Wrench Hazel, but does have a little bit of a twist to it as well. It's always a treat to see.
Right, and it looks
And,
like...
I'll get my my wish of seeing Chris from Deltarune to play. So I get to see what kind of curated deck they're bringing.
Yep. Chris approaches and... Whoa! This is a little wacky.
That's... It's an STD deck, sure. But it does have a lot of neutral tools as well. That's probably the heaviest mana cost curated deck I've seen so far. But you also do have the mana catch to kind of alleviate that. Dimension Sword it's a neat spell. I like it. Fun Guy. Immediately starting with defusing the bomb and just getting these small pokes in. using shuffle the backstab away, being wary of these Tetra lines, shielding. Oh, that's a very nice use of the turret in the neutral with boxes on your opponent's side.
Once again though, Fun Guy in the neutral is so evasive, so difficult to hit, and interrupting Chris at every opportunity. And a lot of these players that choose to use these setup decks, it's difficult to get your setup when you're against an alpha player whose defense is so on point.
Ooh, very nice blink in the push slash. Sadly, didn't have any good cards to follow it up with. Oh, but you're stuck in the lockdown, and yeah. Chiretta can just cash out 12 to 15 damage from those situations, just repeatedly pressing weapon 1 from the sweet spot. Ooh, that was a very scary situation to be, but managed to get the V2 and push the very Fun Guy. Oh, and then we have the first Tetra of the match, just sitting on Dimension Sword, taking out eating the mistletoe.
Chris has been pretty on point with using Weapon 2 to interrupt Fun Guy yet again here, and suddenly the lead has shrunk quite a bit, and with the C's down, maybe a chance for Chris, but a backstab catches Chris sleeping in the back row, and Fun Guy will take the first game, but it was closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, and that's one of the beautiful things about Chiretta's neutral. People always think about Q. They just have such a good tool about dealing with the third row, like here, but Suture starts at, I want to say, 3 frames. It's so quick. It doesn't hit the first tile on the 3rd frame, but it's so fast. It's very good as an interruption, and like Hazel's wrench is quick, but it's not as quick, so you can interrupt your opponent with it quite a bit. Nice diffusal in mine though. And this match has been a lot more explosive than the previous one. Pretty even. But now you're stuck here.
Yeah, we're going to see a C's come out soon, but Fun Guy's doing a lot of damage, and Chris... Oh, good Spear Wave, though. Lessens the gap a little bit, and the diffuse actually fails, and suddenly Chris is in a bit of a lead here, but Fun Guy, one opening, and gets enough damage to win the game yet again.
Now we got the bunkers. Ooh, what a beautiful follow-up after putting out some harassment with the turret. I also like the warp race. It's not a spell you see as much nowadays, but at least in the demo it was pretty good, especially with bombs. But with Hazel's weapon too, it's such a nice thing. You just push them into the top ray, which means you also get the bottom ray hit, and it's a cheap confirm for a pretty good amount of damage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, only gets one hit there, but a little bit of cheeky turret there, and Chris taking a little bit more damage than they would have wanted, trying to set up for the whirl here, but getting caught by the Warp Rays again, as, yeah, the Chiretta positioning for that Hue is the same as the Warp Rays position, so I think Fun Guy in this matchup has so many good tools.
It's a beautiful whirl, but when you are game low and such low amount of HP left, just kinda... It's not a nice place to be. And when you take out Lou at your first match, it's a shame to see you go to a guy like Fun Guy, but that's how it be. They do be gaming.
Yep, but Chris playing quite well, right? Made a lot of those games very close, and definitely could have made this more than just a 3-game set. And since they're still in losers, they're still alive in this bracket, there's a very good chance that they go deep into top 8 with how they're playing.
Yeah, we have some room in the top 8. Yeah, for 20 player event that we are, it's just below 50%. It's very nice to get there, and not everyone will get there, but it's not the end of the world to go with losers on round 3. So you still got quite a few games in front of you.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, right? The smaller bracket means you face the strongest opponents quicker, but it also means that it's a shorter road to get to top 8. There are both benefits and also a lot of scary aspects to it.
Yeah, that's what we talked about on the EU then today as well. How about 50% of the bracket of 14 people are people I can see making it to top 4 or even taking the tournament. And when 50% of the players in that bracket are like that, and you seed the bracket, that just means, sadly, the beginners, the people who are not as strong, just have to play against the stronger people at the start. And that's how it goes. But that just means you also get really hype upset sometimes.
Yeah. And on the loser side, we're seeing a lot of action here, but I'm actually interested to look at this game. Losers round 3, top 8 qualifier, Aneurysms versus Donkey Konga. And Donkey Konga actually won the very first Sunday Shuffle, but has been entering a little less, I believe, recently. So this is an interesting matchup.
Oh, it hasn't updated for me yet. I was like, huh? What match? I refreshed. Yeah, I see it. On other news, Purpiel, no one doubted her, but she made it to top 8. Wow, big surprise. All right. Rightwall is out of the tournament. Very, very unfortunate.
Oh, and that's surprising actually. Justin at Law taking it in a close 3-2, and Justin has been improving quite a bit recently, so that's a big win for Justin, and now he's gonna have to face Chris, but Chris might be a little bit of a scarier opponent.
Yeah, but if your heart's in the right place, and if you just want it more, you will win. That's the secret tech. The person who wants it more always wins. It doesn't work like that, but we can hope it works like that. Yeah, we're gonna have a button check, but also a lag test. You know, as we do. We are a respectable event.
Yep, and I'm interested to see what is being brought here by Donkey Konga on the left. The lag test is not visible to stream, but there's a lot of frost in this deck.
And I remember Donkey Konga was probably that one player who I first saw use snow cone and structures to ramp up Crystal Rifle, which was, to me, was really cool.
Oh, big upset alert in the loser side. 8th taking it over Lux in a 3-2 8th Celsi player who has had mostly middling results, but that's a big win for 8th.
They do be grinding. The gamers, they be gaming. But we'll get into this. Yeah, you can see the Donkey Konga has it's frost cards and basic cards. You have your invade, push slash package with bouncing blades, minigun, and your frost cards, which is it's a good pack. It's a good deck. There's you can't complain about this one. And we already had a chat about Aneurysm's deck earlier on, and I'd like to see how it fares into this matchup. Yeah, because this one is not as this one has a lot more damage potential. Let's put it that way. When the big hits come in, the Crystal Rifle will chunk you, the Freezes will chunk you quite a bit. But this is a very nice trading of hits, and it's kind of fun to see the shield deal with these. Rook, it can't one-shot, but it does kill Bishop and Knight. And if you leave it at the top row, it will come back and destroy those buildings.
Yeah, the Raven Boomerang really nice at dealing with these structures here, and that's why I think Aneurysms has a little bit of a health lead and continuing to just clear away these pieces, not letting Donkey Konga use them at all. And That's just a key part of this matchup because Donkey Konga wants to set up with those pieces, wants to get the Frost Breath, wants to get the Frost Stacks, but wait a second, like you said, the Crystal Rifle doing a lot of damage.
And now you're 5 HP against the Frost Stack, so, you know, I mean 8 HP, so... Not all... Any small hit could be it, that's not it though, but this minigun will be.
Oh, and yeah, Aneurysm's unfortunately getting caught a lot by the Frost Barrage in particular, the 3 wide, not dodging it, and that's leading to a lot of extra Frost damage like we see here, just the Frost ticks stacking up.
Donkey Kong absolutely crazy, not walking into that diagonal beam. I would have gotten scared and walked into it. Just cool head, cool face, just standing in there. Doesn't get a whiff punch into the triple barrel, but does tag out the rush with it instead. With the tri-barrage. Nice dodge on the Rook explosion there. Or the beam execution. Ooh, and there we see. Like your basic hit confirm, 21 damage. And it's not even that stacked up yet.
Yeah, and Donkey Konga doing a lot with these straight lines, again, with the minigun and the bouncing blade and all of that. And being able to finish it all off with that Crystal Rifle is huge, like you said, for the damage potential that we're going to continue to see here. But Anne actually steps right through the Frost Barrage there, doesn't get stacked on, so maybe a chance, but gets interrupted yet again. The bouncing blade catching Anne over and over. 7 health, 3 health, not a lot to work with, and another one.
And that bouncing blade did so much work. Especially, like, you got 2 uses of the bouncing blade during your shuffle. That's really good, because usually when you're shuffling, you don't have any other spells except your weapons. But when the bouncing blade's on the field, there's one more extra element your opponent has to worry about during the shuffling. And it's just leading into the victory there. Now Aneurysm taking a little bit of damage. 30 HP at this point of the game. It's a loss, but it's not too big yet. And confirming into the triple barrel a little bit late, so it was steppable. And doesn't manage to cancel the counter hit the Frost Scone, but getting hit by it, it's a little bit too much. If you can't counter hit it, cancel it, you can spot dodge it. At least once or twice to not take as much frost. That's a beautiful step between the frost hits and then punishing it. But now you're getting hit, big hits, and walking straight into the minigun, sadly. And Donkey Kong takes it clean 3-0.
Yeah, and Donkey Konga just feels really, really adept at interrupting a lot because Aneurysms was swinging out of disadvantage over and over again, but Donkey Konga always had a card ready to get the counter hit.
And that's one of the weaknesses of Queen, is if your opponent's coming straight at you at range and you don't have any of your structures or whatnot, it's kind of hard to just throw out actives in front of you. But just had a very good card at hand always, and let everything else just play itself. The set play, the buildings weren't there for too long, but when they were there, they did a lot of work denying space, letting them to do combos instead. Or oof.
Yeah, and Mecha Cheeto now shows up Terra. This is a very interesting Terra deck, looking like whoa.
Oh no.
What is this?
This is a war crime.
The stream will see it in just a bit, but for now,
I do not want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say I don't want to play against this deck. I don't think I'd personally like this deck counters me. I just don't want to be playing against this deck, and it's not break.
Yeah, it is wild.
It's toxic. That's what it is.
Maybe it's beautiful in some way, just because of how extreme it is. But
yeah, it's sure I can find some beauty in it, but I do not want to play against it. I do not want to see on Twitter, yo, look at this clip I got against Rikami on Doors of Eden, and then Thomas Moon Kang retweets it, and like 2,000 people see it, and oh my goodness. Thank God I'm not NA, I don't have to play against this shit.
Yeah, we see a lot of deck variety because of how many people are in this region. This is just another example of it. But we're just waiting on Kinger here. Kinger, a very, I guess, more standard CLC player. Only brought one deck to this tournament.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
It's frost-based CLC. Nothing too crazy.
So it's canon CLC. That's what you're telling me. Oh, love to hear it. It's the one way I like playing step decks personally is with the Frost package. It's just so much fun, and then it makes me feel like Celesting. Yeah, this looks good. I like it.
Yeah, and Kinger's been actually doing pretty well. She's been placing pretty solidly in a lot of these tournaments, so definitely wants to repeat a top 8. But Mecha Cheeto, definitely a face that we haven't seen in these sorta-ish later rounds of the tournament, and if they could take this win here and advance the top 8, that would be huge for them.
So yeah, why this deck is a war crime? What if STD meets Purple's old triangle habits? And I like that idea. In fact, I hate this idea. I do not want to see Twitter clips of this. No, please no.
Yeah, it's a little scary as Old Triangle is thrown out, and with the line available, you gotta be a little bit scared here. Oh,
so close! Holy! Just barely mistimed the dark hole in the Old Triangle from a line there. Oh. And another one's coming.
Okay.
This time doesn't have a tool to do the combo, but sitting on Rag Alliance, so Kinger is probably just chilling now. Try to Twitch react, yeah, like that. Ooh, and getting the pull. It's stepped, but the 3-purge just gets you a hit anyway.
The Mecha Cheeto deck has one mission, and it is to land that Old Triangle setup. And if you land it, you have the lead. If you don't land it, then the opponent has the lead, and Kinger will take the first game.
It is the Twitter clip deck. I mean, it's not Exodia Twitter clip deck, but it also has STD in it. It has both of the
okay, doesn't
it
have
has
Tetra.
everything.
It doesn't have Tetra.
Oh, it doesn't have Tetra?
Yeah.
Okay, but it does have Z's push, Z's downfall, which is also a lot of damage, which you can combo into Ragnarok. So
true. Will Cheeto be able to land the combo is the question here.
Oh yeah, that's backstab, not Tetra. Whoa!
It's really tense, right? Just going for the Align Rag, but also going for a little bit of that Old Triangle. We'll have to see if it does connect here, as this is not quite the hand for it. Might want to shuffle here because yeah, it's a little bit rough.
Oh, unless nice spot dodge on the downfall. That would have been a lot of damage. Now you're just shuffling while the Old Triangle's coming.
Oh,
and
two Old Triangles.
Hoping you get something. That's denying a lot of space now. He does have the timing for Old Triangle in the dark hole. It's just a matter of getting the opponent into the dark hole now.
Oh, wait a second though.
It's oh.
Mecha Cheeto, no Old Triangle that time, but landed enough Ragnaroks to take the lead.
I'm already like feeling a little bit stressed out about this. So I'm not even playing against that deck. Every time I see Ragnarok Align or Old Triangle being prepped, it's no, I don't want to be there. Oh, very nice dodges, but the Frost Slash does hit.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's a little bit of a slowdown.
Oh. What happened to the network connection? It was so good until it wasn't.
Well, hoping to be just wait it out. Nope. No, not fixing it yet.
Oh, we're so back.
Oh, we're so back. All right, a little bit of a hiccup, but it's not too long, and it didn't lead to any combo drops or like excess damage, so we're fine.
And this game so far, Kinger's landing all of the 1-2 Celsi stuff, but good damage back from Mekachito.
And the deck does have a lot of damage potential. So this, you have your Ragnaroks and stuff. But Kinger's just dealing very nice chip damage. Very nice confirm the crystal rifle there.
Yeah, when Kinger's playing on point, not getting hit by the excess Ragnaroks, it is a little bit difficult because Mekachito needs to hit it big, but sometimes the setups are not in your favor. And
Kinger taking the lead 2-1. This is when you're this close to top 8. You can feel it. You can taste it already a little bit, and then your back is put against the wall. You need to win 2 games in a row. It's a little bit stressful, and I'm assuming Cheetah's already feeling a little bit of stress. But the Downfall Seas taking the pretty nice lead here already. Ooh, Warpraise tagging. It's a 30 HP lead. Gold Triangle is out. Nothing to put on the Gold Triangle for now. Just barely missing the push slash Ragnarok. A line downfall into weapon once. It's good poke.
And now looking to set up yet another episode of Will This Old Triangle hit. Gets the timing, but no setup to there to find the combo into it.
Yeah, sadly no mana to like try Warp Ray shenanigans to hit it.
Now is to worry a lot about this incoming Frost Slash. That's going to do a lot of damage, but actually gets a little damage of their own here and dodges the Frost Barrage. Kinger now on the back foot for Rio, and this Old Triangle isn't even necessary, but still going for it. Still going for the line into it.
There was so much screen shake that my brain just flushed. And then hearing the Dark Hole hit sound, my brain just deleted itself.
But the push slash will do it at the very end. Mekachito sending us to a game 5 here against Kinger.
Alright, so both of these players they can see it. It's right there. You just need to walk past this other player, delete 100 HP plus any extra day region from lethal range, but these decks, they probably will kill before lethal range anyway. And we start with a little bit of a slowdown, but it's already over. Yeah, good. Ooh, very nice. Confirm of the Dark Hole suck. And now, walking into the Z is not wanting to deal with the Dark Hole suck into potential combo damage. Rush and Ragnarok here. Raw Rag doesn't hit. Pull and Breakout is an interesting card combination, but now you're probably pretty scared of the Old Triangle coming down. Now, Align Rag, no mana for it, so can just kind of play offensive for now, but now the mana has ticked up. Yep. Find it. Dodge it. Don't get hit.
Every time.
Very nice outer shears.
Every time Mekachito doesn't find an opening, that is more damage for Kinger, but Mekachito firing right back, keeping it even, but these Warp Rays not connecting, and now Kinger has a bit of an advantage in terms of hand. Wants to go in, wants to get this damage down, but Mekachito dodging away from a lot of it and actually saving themselves from going too far down in terms of health.
Does have a crystal rifle ready. It's only 8 damage, and now very low HP. Any small poke could kill if confirmed into sadly does drop the breakout confirm. Gets the whiff punish on the ult triangle toss out with the auto slash, and that's 3-2 for Kinger.
Oh,
Moving on into top 8.
I gotta respect Mekachito. What a deck,
Man.
what a play style. It didn't work out, and Kinger managed to get around it, but wow.
It was close though. Like, not a single ult triangle hit, but if they did, Cheeto would have been up there, so it's a stressful playstyle to play against. And you can just respect that. Some gamers, they just hustle.
Well, on that note, that is the end of the first stage of bracket. Top 8 will be coming up, and now it's time to say goodbye to Rakami. Anything you want to say to the people as we outro?
Tune into the EU events, even if you're in EU. It's nice to have players watch it. I know a lot of you do already, but stay tuned in and keep shilling the game and keep playing the game. It's a good one. Thank you for having me, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening and an even better tournament.
See ya in a bit.
Bye.
All right, welcome back everyone to another wonderful week of Sunday Shuffle. We're gonna be moving into top 8 side now. We got Perp versus Fun Guy here. So it's probably gonna be looking like Shopkeeper versus Hazel. So I do know that this can be a bit of a tricky matchup for Shopkeeper to play because Hazel's got the blocks and they can block stuff like Bow Snipe and Claw Trap, as well as also gonna be able to help Hazel keep Purple out of the front row. Blocking the tracking by overall just shutting down the movement in that column. So, but Perp's insane, so I would not be surprised to see Perp not struggle at all with those matchup difficulties. But now we're gonna get into it. So here we go, first game.
It's definitely going to be interesting as Perp has chosen the Ultra Angle flavor of her deck for today's tournament. Gonna be fishing a little bit here.
Yeah, there's about to be more fishing in this match than in the ocean, But Fun Guy just starting off with a fairly solid lead here, about 23 HP.
Now with the Warp Rays getting a little bit of damage down, and Fun Guy has still not been touched. Perp wants to go for the full 100 damage and is fishing yet again for it. Looking for the triple barrel, can Connect Wave even, but no, just doesn't have any starters in hand to combo into that, and now is at quite the big deficit.
Yeah, definitely a very large deficit here, but when you're fighting a deck like this, how much does a deficit actually matter, Because this match could very well be over in 10 seconds. We learned that yesterday.
Yeah.
How quickly a game can be over when Shopkeeper hits all the right cards.
Oh, but has to be really careful here. 3 health is not a lot to work with, even if you do have the capability to 100 to 0 someone. 81 health on the table for Fun Guy as the Ultra Angle is thrown out, but it's going to take a really crazy interaction. Yeah, that Ultra Angle is not landing.
Yeah, Perp being unable to really hit any of these Ultra Angle setups and is now just in a very, very difficult spot, with only 10 HP left against Fun Guy, and pretty much any of his next hits are going to be able to take this game, but Perp is still holding on.
Oh, but gets caught at the last moment by that push slash. Fun Guy taking the first game here.
And it looks like we're gonna see the immediate deck switch. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't think that one was gonna work out.
Especially against Hazel, right? The structure is proving a bit of a challenge to try and align Fun Guy in for the 100 damage combo.
Yeah, when you have structures that can block the primary thing that allows you to hit your setup, you're definitely gonna have quite a bit of a hard time getting any damage off.
But no longer that Ultra Angle focus. Now getting a lot of just more simple damage here, and Perp's deck is still very high damage, so Fun Guy already at half health.
Yeah, we're honestly saying pretty much the exact opposite of the last match if you think about it, Perp pretty much starting at half HP before landing any real hits against Fun Guy. Now it's the complete other way around. So definitely some major adaptations made, and overall probably just playing a much easier strategy to try and land against a character like Hazel.
Yeah, and actually gets caught using the Warp Rays. Perp with the guillotine, and now Fun Guy is at a very dangerous amount of health, but interrupts the kinetic wave, doesn't get hit by the Ragnarok either. It's shuffled away, and now Perp needs a starter.
Yeah, Fun Guy just slowly but surely closing this gap right now, but it only takes one hit, but Fun Guy just managing to avoid that guillotine mark setup.
Great parry, but the pull into the mine is enough for Perp to take the second game of this set.
Hey, Eden Dev, did you see that? Pull mine is still working. It's like it needs more recovery frames.
Perp now, once again, the fadeaway in particular, such a hard card to dodge with Shopkeeper.
So we got a trap right here. Fun Guy managing to avoid that setup into the triple barrel and the K-Wave, getting a little bit of poke here and there. But now, we have quite the dangerous hand lined up. Guillotine, Ragnarok, and Align, but looks like Fun Guy setting up that block to protect himself.
Getting some wrench damage here is Fungi and shielding the Flame Breath, but getting pulled by the tax return into the mine, and suddenly it's looking very, very even as the shield break though, but nothing left. Just has to use the turret for a tiny bit of damage, and that feels rough because Fungi, that shield break was huge.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes even if you win that little Warp Race minigame, if you don't have the correct cards to follow up with, it's kind of pointless. But looks like we got both players here. Honestly, considering this matchup, this is an even game. It doesn't matter if Fungi has 30 HP. They lead. That can disappear in seconds. We know that very well, and oh my goodness, almost fully disappearing there, but Fungi managing to land a couple of strings right there and keeping his lead.
Oh, wait a second, that was crazy from Perp. Just pulls Fungi into the tax return and gets a little bit of extra credit, but Fungi with the push slash will secure this game 2-1, one game away from winners finals.
Yeah, Fungi definitely playing really well today. Perp's pretty much been terrorizing Sunday Shuffle for the past couple weeks now, so let's see if Fungi can actually take down the current Sunday Shuffle king.
Queen in that case, and with a shield break, that's going to be a lot of damage to Kinetic Wave for extra credit, and the pressure on the Marcus will almost getting to Ragnarok, but not quite. Perp playing that situation so well.
Yeah, definitely a super scary situation there, being stuck in the back, and that Northwind almost leading into the Ragnarok, but Perp just landing a lot of poke here with a fadeaway, and unfortunately getting blinked on right there. Fungi dodging the mine, and getting hit by the guillotine.
Now, once again, the Warp Raise, this time shielded away. No shield break this time, as Kinetic Wave is available. Fungi has to be a little careful in this front row, and gets caught by the Kinetic Wave while in transit, and the tax return will send us to a Game 5.
Yes, looks like we are going to a Game 5. Perp not really ready to give up her crown just yet, This is her domain.
Sundays and sometimes Mondays are where Perp just wins, and with the shield break, oh, that's huge, because that was a shield break with a full hand for Perp, but honestly, less damage than I expected. The Ragnarok a little bit deeper into the hand there, unfortunately for Perp, and the game's still pretty even.
Yeah, I think it says a lot. Perp actually probably got a decent amount of damage there, for at least for what another character would have been. But on Shopkeeper, a 30 HP punish on a broken shield is actually pretty low.
Yeah, our sense of damage is being warped when Perp's on the screen, as Fungi goes for another Warp Raise. Has to be careful here, though. Again, Perp is fishing for this mine and the Claw Trap, the Kinetic Wave as well, but great use of the Warp Raise by Fungi to interrupt all of that.
Yeah, once again, winning that Warp Race minigame, but immediately eating a K-Wave into the triple barrel, into the the fadeaway, and almost eating a guillotine as well. Fungi just taking a massive amount of damage there.
That Flame Breath in particular doing so much work in this matchup, making sure that Fungi can't set up any of these boxes, and Fungi looking for the Warp Raise here, but gotta be careful, and that fadeaway will be enough. Perp advancing to winners finals.
Yeah, it looks like the Queen is not ready to give up her crown just yet. Fungi putting up a very, very good fight, but unfortunately not being able to take this set over Purple. So we will see Fungi on loser's side.
But definitely confident that Fungi can make it back, of course. Going very, very close against Perp, and also looking dominant against a lot of the newer players. It's going to take a lot to knock Fungi out of the tournament completely.
Yeah, Fungi definitely very capable of putting up a very good fight, but even moving on, depending on who wins this next set, we might actually see Perp in a bit of trouble here, because Perp potentially could have to match into Bloopity. I think she'll probably be fighting Violette either way here, but I do remember, I believe the last time they fought in bracket, Bloopity did win. So we will see how that goes, but we got some VO on VO action right here. Let's start. Let's somebody set a combo counter. Let's see what the highest amount of damage we get is.
Oh, and Mikkel starting off with a modest 13, but that's a big lead, and the push into the mine as well. Mikkel getting a lot of extra credit off of that, and looking very confident, but an immediate shield break. Bloopity now in position, tries to get the bomb for extra credit, but not quite.
Yeah, now we got Mikkel with a primed bomb in the back column. Bloopity setting up his bomb as well, but it's not quite primed yet. We're definitely going to be seeing a lot of explosions in this match in terms of just sudden burst damage and then actual explosions, just like that with the push slash into the bomb, immediately getting reversal by Bloopity there.
Yeah, Blueberry's been sort of absent a little bit from the launch tournaments. I believe only entered the ones right at launch and is now showing up again. So a strong tournament to come back on and wants to make it a little stronger here, especially with that combo 25 in an instant, and the lead vanishes for Mikkel.
Yeah, now we got a pretty much even game here, but Blueberry back to the wall, but gets the shield break there, but unfortunately no cards to finish off the match. And does it right there with the auto slash into the push slash, closing out game 1.
Well played from Blueberry, making the best of a bad situation, right? Getting the loops a little bit with the weapons, just to tack on that extra bit of damage. But right now, Mikkel is interrupting everything that Blueberry's trying to get started, so gonna have to be a little careful here.
Yeah, honestly, it's actually kind of funny, you know, both of these players are just constantly shutting down each other's back columns, so they're kind of just punching you. They're kind of just boxing each other in the front with their little wet noodle W1.
Mikkel defusing the bomb and not getting caught by the strip mine. Once again, countering Blueberry on an attempt, and Blueberry, though, spot dodge on top of the claw trap, dangerous situation, but manages to get out of there. And the bomb explosion, just enough with the fire proc. Mikkel now taking damage, but the bombs are good for Mikkel. Blueberry on 24 health, and that's not a lot.
Yeah, definitely. 24 health is honestly pretty much lethal against this character. We just got constant bombs everywhere. We just got bombs putting in so much work, and as I say that, a double explosion taking that game.
That was such a good
Mikkel.
setup. Yeah, but put strip mines in the front row to prime the bomb immediately when it was pushed through with the push slash, and with that, Mikkel evening up the set and looking to get a little more here.
Yeah, we do have an even set now, and we pretty much still have an even game. Blueberry getting that little conversion right there. But yeah, I think honestly this match is probably going to be decided by just who is better using their bombs and counterplaying the opponent's bombs, you know?
Right, and once again, Blueberry this time in the lead, looking to try and extend it further, but big opening for Mikkel. One bomb, would have liked two, but Blueberry with a good step makes sure that the game isn't completely evened up.
Yeah, one thing you got to be careful of is, you know, you might be able to secure a temporary HP lead, but if you got bombs back there, you know, that lead's not very secure, just because, you know, a couple bomb explosions away could just immediately just chunk a whole third of your HP bar away.
The openings by both of them, have to be careful with these mines and how the bombs interact with them. But so far, staying safe. Mikkelcrom trying to start something here, but Blueberry playing this health lead very patiently with a bomb in a good place as well. Prepped, but wait a second, Mikkel finds one opening, takes the entire game off of it, and is now in the lead.
Yes, just as I was saying earlier, you know, you have a lead, but if there's a bomb in your back, do you really? And just right off the bat, getting another bomb explosion. We're just seeing so much explosive play in this set. But I believe this is game 4 now, so Mikkel does have the lead. Blueberry will need to make some adjustments if he wants to take this, and immediately just getting that chill set up. Oh, 33 damage.
Highlight after highlight in this game as Mikkel primes another bomb. Blueberry got to be a little careful here, especially on the bottom side of the map. As Mikkel with another opening, a little bit of damage, and defusing the bomb immediately from Blueberry. Mikkel feels like he's in flow state right now.
Yeah, both players just overall just playing out of their minds, just doing very well, keeping this a very exciting set for us to watch. But you know, one thing that's actually kind of ironic about this matchup is that Violette herself, despite playing bombs so much, she's actually quite bad at counterplaying them. She doesn't really have tools for removal, and just as we see there, oh my gosh, Mikkel with the combo into the bomb backstab, taking this game.
Such a well-played game from Mikkel, especially at the end, playing the end game so well with the bombs. And we'll move on to face Perp in winners final, but that's in a little bit. We're heading down to losers for a lot of games here. First up is Donkey Konga versus Chris from Deltarune, and I think a lot of people are interested in watching Chris because they upset Lux and have been steadily increasing their placements in these tournaments.
Yes, this will be quite an interesting match to watch, but unfortunately I am biased because there's a Queen player in this set, so I am legally obligated to root for the Queen player.
Fair enough, as we'll see what happens in this game.
But yeah, I I think I was watching earlier on the stream. I think I saw both of these players' decks. Donkey Konga playing a more of a frost strategy, based on my Snowfall deck, and then I think Chris was playing like some variation of C's Tetra.
Yeah, it was C's Downfall, no Tetra, but Backstab and Dimension Sword.
Oh, no Tetra. That is definitely not something you see very often. Pretty much you see C's, you know, Tetra and C's come like a pair now, just hand in hand.
Losers top
Alright.
8, as it's gonna be yeah, Donkey Konga versus Chris from Deltarune.
But yeah, it looks like Donkey Konga will be going with the Frost strategy, and yep, Chris is also playing the same deck that they were playing earlier as well. We have quite the variety here: Spear Wave, and Seize, Dimension Sword, Lockdown. We got quite the AOE package here.
It's interesting, and we'll see if it manages to beat Donkey Konga, because Donkey Konga has been very successful, right? Got first in the first Sunday Shuffle and has been a little bit more absent recently, but in this tournament has looked as good as ever.
It's definitely doing very well in this tournament so far, making his way into top 8. But this is also going to be interesting to see how Chris plays this matchup, because, you know, for other players, Queen can sometimes be a bit troublesome.
Definitely can be, but so far Donkey Konga keeping up in the damage race and defusing the mine, and if Donkey Konga is keeping up, that Crystal Rifle is only scaling up higher, so I think in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, Frost is definitely a dangerous deck to be playing the damage race against, because as the longer it takes for you to kill your opponent, the more that Crystal Rifle is going to get scaled up, and eventually it's just going to start outpacing you.
Now looking for an opening to use it. The Bouncing Blade connects, looking for a second one, and oh, what a connection with the Bouncing Blade. And now that's bringing the game back into a little bit more of an even state. And a great dodge on the Spear Wave to almost point blank. Donkey Konga not wanting to take too much damage too easily.
Ouch, and there it is. Oh, just 1 HP left. Chris just barely making it out of that that setup right there. But yeah, the Crystal Rifle is pretty much fully scaled right now. Donkey Konga managing to close out this first game with the Execute. I think, was that Execute into like her other weapon? I couldn't tell.
I think it was just Execute. It was 1 HP.
Oh, just 1 HP left.
And yeah, Donkey Konga has been playing these end games pretty well, but this early game might be a little different, but going for the raw mine, and that means Donkey Konga will just diffuse it away.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what adjustments Chris is going to make here, because I think Chris is probably realizing now that that he's on a time limit, you know? This isn't a deck that you can afford to fight all day, because that Crystal Rifle is already at 10 damage, but Chris managing to get a pretty sizable lead right now with 20 HP, but unfortunately, Donkey Konga quickly closing that gap, it seems.
Yeah, this mine has done a lot of work for Chris in previous sets, but Donkey Konga is not letting it even see the light of day, immediately diffused away. But this time Chris trying to use that Suture again, but again, Donkey Konga's defense is on point.
You know, I don't know why I didn't realize this earlier. I think I finally know why Chris is playing Dim Sword in this deck. Just to randomly teleport them into the seas. That is quite the interesting strategy.
Wait, no, oh wait, did I lie? Oh, I lied. The Tetra is in this deck. Oh, I am. Yeah, okay, my bad.
Oh, we're gonna see a deck switch here.
Deck switch
All right,
from
looks
Donkey
like
Konga.
we're gonna pull out Gunner X, aka the Do a Crime meme.
Well, we'll see how it goes, because it seems that Chris has settled into the groove of things. No mind, no problem.
Yeah, now Gunner X is definitely a much more aggressive deck than Snowfall is. So you're going to be probably seeing Donkey Konga just be overall more aggressive, playing in the front more, and looking for more hits rather than trying to kind of stall the game out a bit while ramping up that Crystal Rifle.
We're already seeing it here, very active in the damage, but the Tetra comes out, and whoa, the Lockdown connects from Chris for a little bit of damage. The game evened up again. Donkey Kong going to be playing more aggressive here, going for the Auto Slash, but Chris just steps away from it and is finding a lot of consistent damage on these punishes.
Hey, we got both players pretty much neck and neck here, and we're gonna see the immediate bomb diffusion. Good stuff from Donkey Konga. Ooh, oh, excellent dodge on the spear wave there.
Yeah, hasn't really been hit by too much Spear Wave in this set so far, and that's a huge factor. And getting a starter with the Bishop as well. Donkey Konga now in a slight lead here, trying to make it a little bit more, but the Dim Sword connects, and now it's a bit of a tough situation. No Knight allowed here, but Donkey Konga will take that extra damage. The Claw Trap connects as well, 14 HP, and it's looking more and more scary for Chris.
Yeah, Chris's back is really to the wall right here. Donkey Konga, ooh, with the step missiles, unfortunately not having the mana to close out the game there with the Haymaker combo, but does land the auto slash and the push slash to finish the job.
Up 2-1 now, looking to close out this set, and the aggressive nature of this deck is doing wonders. But wait a second, Chris just pushing it away, and with the amount of steps in this deck, if Chris is on point with that W2, it could mean a bit of an obstacle for Donkey Konga.
Yeah, definitely. That W2 definitely very good at punishing whiffed and bait attempts. Oh, ouch! The W2 into the mine right there, taking a good chunk off of Donkey Konga's HP bar.
Chris now pushing forward. Another Spear Wave comes out, but these Spear Waves need to connect, need to create more chip damage, because Donkey Konga has barely ever been hit by the Spear Wave. Still looking for some W2 in this front row here, but again, Donkey Konga just playing so consistently. But Chris is at a lead, and Chris at a lead has been very successful so far in this set.
Yeah, Chris kind of just trying to find whatever hits they can right there, you know, just trying to do their best to aim these lockdowns, because Donkey Konga is just doing such a good job of avoiding these spells.
He's interrupted. Now Chris in a bit of an awkward spot. Only the whirl in hand shuffled away. Donkey Konga looking for the push slash, gets it, and suddenly the damage is in favor of Donkey Konga. Needs one or two more interactions, diffusing the mine, not letting Chris do anything, and continuing to push forward, trying to be aggressive in the front row, as Chris though finds an opening, finds a lot of damage back.
Yeah, that Tetra right there definitely putting in a good amount of work, but ooh. Unfortunately, not having any cards there to confirm off of that connection. But we got Chris at 4 HP right here, and Donkey Konga with the surprise step slash, taking that game.
Yeah, well played from Donkey Konga. Closes out this set and moves on in this top 8.
Alright. So, looks like we will have a Donkey Konga moving into Blue Biddy. Definitely probably a much harder match. Gonna be quite the challenge here. And looks like we are still waiting on Kinger versus Hubsco, so they will be coming up.
Well, yeah, Kinger versus Hubsco is up, and it's an interesting one. Both these players not going for immediate big damage, just going for consistent neutral wins, consistent damage that continues stacking up. And I feel like we've seen this matchup before, but I can't remember who has won more off the top of my head, but it's probably Hubscoa.
Yeah, I definitely will not be able to tell you. But honestly, Saffron does have quite the number of tools in order to actually counter invade. You know, I actually put a tip on Twitter on countering stuff like auto slash, and Saffron kind of just throw out that sparkler and snuff out a lot of invade attempts. So this might be a little bit annoying for Kinger, but they made it here, you know. So I'm sure Kinger has what it takes in order to overcome these matchup struggles.
Yeah. She's here. She had a very close set, actually, versus a ridiculous deck. Like, Kinger barely squeaked by versus... Oh, I already forgot the name, but I'll check right now. Mecha Cheeto. Mecha Cheeto had Ultringle Terra and a lot of setup with it. It was pretty spooky, but Kinger making it out in a close 5-game set. And now versus Hubscoa, who has been a bit of a demon, but the network connection might be a bit more of a demon here.
Yeah, it looks like we are getting a bit of lag with these two. I hope it does not become an issue.
Uh-oh.
Alright, we got the lag dabs. Looks like it is starting. Maybe not.
Oh no.
Oh, this is not a good outcome.
That's not what we
They're
want to
fairly
see.
low hitter, both of them.
Yeah, we can try it again.
Maybe with the hiccup.
We're gonna say.
Maybe that was just a hiccup, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe that was game being a little bit weird. So maybe it'll clear up if they try again. All right, here we go.
Swap in size, trying to diagnose this issue, and yeah, maybe this will be fine because this is a big matchup, especially because Hubsco, I believe Hubsco added this entangle recently, right?
I think so. Hubsco removed Rush, and I think swapped it with Entangle.
Oh, the switch side tech seems to have worked. I saw one tiny stutter, but it was just a tiny one, and now the gameplay is progressing.
Yeah, this does look quite stable, so I still see a little bit of hiccups, but for the most part, it seems to be good.
Yep. Up now, trying to stack it up here, and a little bit of chip damage. Kinetic Wave again, but good step from Kinger. Not really getting caught, just hit stepping a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this is honestly a bit of an interesting deck matchup here as well, because you have the Frost strategy with the Crystal Rifle, which kind of puts you on a time limit. But you also have the Spear Wave on the other side, which is just so hard to avoid that you're also kind of on a time limit. So it's going to be interesting to see which of these players is going to close this out first.
Yeah, so far Hubscoa is getting a lot more consistent damage, and again interrupting the auto slash attempts from Kinger. Like you said, it could be the minigun, it could be just the sparkler, but Hubscoa a lot of tools, and of course very aware on how to deal with the auto slash.
And I'm also just now realizing, honestly, adding Entangle to this deck, Kinger definitely has to be way more careful about whiffing those invade, because Entangle is super fast and it's extremely good at punishing invade. It can definitely put in a good amount of work.
Oh, and that combo brings Kinger down to 2, and that will finish it. Hubscoa looking very good in this matchup.
Alright, and now we're moving on to game 2. Looks like the lag is fully gone, so that is great. Alright, we got Hubscoa starting off early with the 2 Frost on him. I'm going to need to be watching out for that Frost Slash coming up.
Oh, but once again the Kinetic Wave comes out, and yeah, I think this deck matchup in particular is just pretty rough for Kinger here, especially if Hubscoa is on point with the dodges. The damage is really hard to reliably deal when Hubscoa has so many cards, and of course the basic weapons as well. So good at dealing with Kinger's approaches in this deck.
Yeah, unfortunately as well, Kinger not having as good of a method of scaling that Crystal Rifle as a character like Queen would, because of the the structure and the self proc. So not really going to be able to fully rely on that Crystal Rifle carrying that late game.
But still will try here as the poke comes in, going for more Frost procs as well. The Crystal Rifle is slowly scaling up if Kinger can survive for long enough, and the Frost Slash as well a tool to use, but needs to get in position, and Hubscoa is just throwing out the Sparkler, knows that the counter hit on Kinger will be so good in terms of defense.
Yeah, but Kinger did successfully avoid that Spear Wave there, but we got another Step Slash, the Spear Wave immediately starting off this rotation for Hubscoa. That is quite unfortunate for Kinger.
Going for the Frost Slash there, but Hubscoa just dances out of the range, and yet again, Kinger trying to find the steps, but the Entangle doing so much work. Good shield to not die, but it's going to be so difficult to make this comeback.
Yeah, when you're at lethal against Saffron, that weapon becomes so much more threatening, because each of those pellets, although they may not look like much on their own, they each do 2 damage, and that is a lot when you barely have any HP left. So we're definitely going to see Kinger playing very safely here with these invade attempts.
Oh, but the minigun connects, 4 health remaining, but still dodging away. Finally, the Step Slash is enough. Hubscoa taking game 2.
Yeah, quite a convincing game right there. So Kinger definitely going to need to find a new strategy in order to potentially continue on in this set.
Once again, the Sparkler's being thrown out, and a very awkward timing where both of them stepped right past each other. Once again, the minigun doing so much chip damage for Hubscoa, and it's landing quite a bit because Kinger is trying to step forward, but Hubscoa just punishing it so well.
Yeah, speaking of punishes, Hubscore just getting the double counter hit right there, really making use of that Sparkler, using it to the fullest extent. King getting a little bit of poke right there, 2 Frost on Hubscoa, and now they're going to be looking out for that Frost Slash coming up.
Oh, and Frost Slash comes in. Kinger now with a little bit of a lead here, no longer at a deficit. I think the first time in a while we've seen this happen, and continuing to push forward, playing pretty confidently right now.
And the dodge on the Spear Wave too. Kinger managing to maintain that lead that they're going to need to take this game. All right, and we got Hubscoa with the payoff coming up. It looks like we got Step Slash into Spear Wave soon coming up. There it is in hand.
It's going to be a little scary for Kinger, but managing to survive for now. Dodges the Spear Wave again, 2 tiles away, no problem. And now Kinger in a commanding position, but the Crystal Rifle does miss, and that's a huge opportunity for Hubscoa to even it right back up. Once again, going for the minigun, and the Frost Slash, a tool that's available for Kinger. One step could do it, but dodged away by Hubscoa. The defense is impeccable.
Yeah, we have some amazing defense being played here by both players, but this is going to be a little bit tricky if Hubscoa cannot land their Spear Wave, because Kinger does have the Frost Spells coming up. And Hubscoa still having 2 Frosts, so basically, you know, the next Frost Slash, Hubscoa really is gonna have to be careful to not be able to rely on their shield. Is that gonna be it? No!
Oh, that's tough. And whoa, the minigun almost connecting to close it. 1 health remaining after that Crystal Rifle, but it is Hubscoa holding on. 1 HP, continuing to push forward with the Kinetic Wave.
Yes, those anti-invade cards in this deck really putting in just insane amounts of work. You know, the Entangle, the Kinetic Wave, and overall just Saffron's base kit as well, the Sparkler, just counter-hitting Kinger constantly, really making it difficult for them to find and create a solid offense in this matchup.
But shout out to Kinger. Made it into top 8 and almost took that last game in a tough matchup. And if we see more development in that hard matchup, I think we could see Kinger winning the run back in a future tournament.
Yes, and now we're going to be moving on to, looks like, winners finals and losers quarterfinals. So on the winner's side, we have Purple and Mikkel. And then on the loser side, we're going to have Bloopity versus Donkey Konga and Hubscoa versus Fun Guy. So it'll be interesting to see how these matches play out. Perp versus Mikkel, you know, very iconic duo right there to see in bracket. But this time, we're seeing them in winner's side instead of losers, which is what usually happens.
Yeah, and Bloopity has arrived, been very, very strong, only falling to Mikkel in a pretty close set, and Donkey Konga, one of the rising stars of launch, will be challenging Bloopity here.
Yes, and I am definitely very well versed in this matchup. I've played it many times, so this matchup can be a bit difficult for Queen, because you know that W1 on VO's side is going to be able to pierce through that chess piece, and VO can even pretty much just combo you straight through it. So it's almost it's not going to be doing too much. And then there's also some VO specific counterplay that she can do against Snowfall. However, I've only seen Mikkel do it, so we'll see if it comes into play here. But if it does, I will point it out.
All right, and also, a lot of Donkey Konga's deck does rely a lot on getting these Frost procs, but against a player like Bloopity, against an alpha player who has very solid defense, will probably not be landing those extra Frost barrages, and that Frost stacking won't be coming into play nearly as much.
Yeah, it might be especially hard, you know, because Violette with the 3 damage tipper definitely having the tools necessary to quickly eliminate those chess pieces, which can make it a bit difficult to stack the Frost. So Donkey Konga are probably going to be having to look for actually proccing the Frost on Bloopity himself.
Yeah, but the Bouncing Blade did a lot of work in the previous sets for Donkey Konga. It's continuing to do so. A bit of a lead for Donkey Konga actually in 2 Frost stacks in a good spot, but gets shield broken here. But thankfully, Bloopity doesn't have any cards in hand. That's the second shield break that Bloopity hasn't had anything for. That means Donkey Konga gets a huge combo to take the lead.
Yes, Donkey Konga putting on an amazing fight right here, landing that Crystal Rifle. Bloopity with just 3 HP left and 1 Frost. Oh, and the Snow Cone, moving into the Snow Cone and getting killed by the Frost detonation. Donkey Konga takes game 1 over Bloopity.
Donkey Konga trying to make the huge upset here, and it's looking very doable after how they played that last game, continuing to interrupt with the minigun, and getting a lot of damage down with the push slashes.
Yeah, Donkey Kong overall just kind of, just playing back and taking his time, which is definitely what's necessary in this matchup. You want to really stay back there, and you want to avoid those bombs from getting into your back column, because, once they're back there, they're hard to get rid of them.
But this game's a bit of a change of pace. Bloopity's landing the conversions, and Donkey Konga just can't keep up, defusing the bomb, thankfully, to try and make something happen here. But Bloopity's at such a big lead, it's going to be hard for Donkey Konga to make it back, but who knows, we've seen a lot of their damage so far.
Yeah, it's definitely Bloopity pulling out, that high-level adaptation that we see from our strong top players. Ooh, and unfortunately, Donkey Kong getting taken out by the hailstone there, which I think that also frost procced.
Oh,
we are gonna see a deck switch.
You know it, you love it. Here is this swap, and this is gonna be a huge change of pace. Donkey Konga's gonna go and try to box out Bloopity way more, right?
Yes, this is definitely a very much more aggressive deck that Donkey Konga is switching to. So it looks like they're going to probably try and fight Bloopity a bit more up front. But Violette is not the easiest character to box out. So we will see if Donkey Konga can pull this off.
Mine now a bit tough, but getting good pressure in the front row against Bloopity. Bloopity now standing back, respecting the chess piece quite a bit before defusing it, and I think Bloopity immediately adapting to the pace is slowing down the gameplay to make sure that they don't get caught up with the pressure of the set.
Ooh, unfortunately getting pretty much just sucked back into that whirl right there, really pulling him in. But yes, Konga is definitely going to need to try and do their best to play around these starters, because Bloopity, very strong Violette player. All it takes is one of those auto slashes, one of those tippers to basically just take a large chunk of your HP. And speaking of damage, we have the whirl into tipper there. Was that a backstab too?
Yeah, at the very end, the backstab to finish off Donkey Konga, and that Bloopity gameplay, so scary, but I believe in Donkey Konga can recapture some of that Game 1 magic here, I think.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need to see Donkey Konga pull out some more of that Game 1 magic if he does want to take this set back, because currently Bloopity is up a game, and we're at 2-1 right now, so we're going to need to see some adaptation.
Ooh, wait, that bomb defusal was really nice from Donkey Konga. Make sure that 2-stack bomb wasn't the death of the queen there with the knight, but still has a massive health deficit.
Yeah, it's definitely a very good defusal there. You can definitely use the chess pieces that way to defuse bombs in your back column. Definitely a very important thing to know in this matchup, so glad to see it coming into play. Donkey Konga here landing a nice conversion. Ooh, fortunately for Donkey Konga, Bloopity not having the cards necessary to detonate that bomb, but he does come up with the cards necessary in this rotation to finish off the game with that short combo at the end. Bloopity taking this set 3-1.
Well played from Donkey Konga, but Bloopity displaying why they're such a highly rated player, and yeah, they just adapted right back, and the defense was just too much for the damage output to handle.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's not that uncommon to see these very, very strong players to drop a game, very early on. But what really matters is the adaptation, because they might drop a game, but at the end of the day, if they make the necessary adaptation, you can easily see a very convincing victory, just like this one right after.
Yep, and due to outside circumstances, we're actually going to do winners finals first before the other losers quarters. It's going to be Perp versus Mikkel.
Alrighty, here we got the dynamic duo. In the winners finals, we have Perp on Shopkeeper versus Mikkel on Violette. So these two have definitely, I believe, have played each other many times in bracket and outside of bracket, so they're both well versed in this matchup of Shopkeeper versus Violette. So this is probably going to be quite the explosive set.
Mikkel unbinding shield for this matchup here. It's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah, Mikkel already pulling out the counterplay before the set has even started by unbinding the shield button to make sure that he doesn't accidentally shield. But yeah, Perp on this Shopkeeper deck, pretty much every single card in this deck is going to result in you getting shield broken if you do happen to tap that button. So honestly, a very valid tactic.
And also Perp has declared this Ultra Angle flavor as her starter, so interesting to see if Perp's going to be able to fish for it, or we'll just swap off after game 2.
Yeah, definitely a lot of confidence there to pick a risky strategy like this as a starter. But you know, we like to see that confidence. Unfortunately, not getting the Ultra Angle off there though. Definitely had a bit of a deficit in HP. Pretty much just as how it went last time Perp was playing this deck recently. But managing to get a little bit of the damage there with the fade away.
Oh, and actually forcing Mikkel down a little bit, but Mikkel, unfazed, just moves up to the front row, out of the danger range of that Ultra Angle, with no line in Perp's hand that time. So it's going to be a bit tough for Perp to try and find this, but again, one big combo is all you need sometimes.
Yes, you can never really let down your guard in a matchup like this. At the end of the day, sure, Mikkel does have a fairly large lead right now, but all it takes is one very quick combo to eliminate that lead. But it looks like Mikkel is just doing overall a very good job of avoiding those starters.
Yeah, and almost getting the kill here. 1 health left, and the push slash will be enough for Mikkel in this first game.
Yeah, definitely looks like we're probably going to see a switch here, right? Yep, immediate switch. Yeah, I think Perp might be regretting that decision a little bit to have this as a starter, because, you know, once you get to these stronger alpha players, stuff like that just won't cut it.
Really wanted to clip some people earlier in bracket, I guess, because you can't swap your deck if you win.
Perp really trying to create another Twitch clip like from last night on Get Spray.
Yeah. Well,
It will not be so easy.
this deck is a lot more balanced here, and actually catching Mikkel with a raw triple barrel in the back row for a ton of damage.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get stuck back there against that triple barrel, because, you know, whenever that triple barrel hits you, you can bet something that's even more painful is coming up right after. Looks like we got Mikkel with the bomb in the back column primed up and ready to go for an explosive combo in the future. So we're going to need to see Purple a bit scared to move back there now.
Yeah, has to be really careful around this bomb, as Mikkel does have backstab as well in hand, and 2 bombs prepped, ready to do 3 million damage to Perp, but good dodge and moving up to not get caught by the bombs. And a raw rag by Perp trying to catch a spot dodge and no move from Mikkel, but Mikkel's out of there already.
Yeah, now Mikkel with a pretty much fresh hand right here. More than enough damage to close out this game, but Purple with the align into the mine right there, stopping Mikkel's invade attempt, I believe.
That was a really good triple barrel too, just forced away the bomb that Mikkel was trying to use to try and get half the damage required to win this game, and Perp's just stepping all over the place and actually getting caught by the strip mine. Has to be really careful, but just as that happens, a perfect align, and Perp will take the second game.
Yeah, that was quite the insane play there, lining that bomb into the mine to get that immediate explosion to punish Mikkel for being a bit too close up. And Mikkel definitely going to have to be a bit more careful here with those bombs, because, you know, with the back there at 1 HP, that could easily get aligned right into his face.
Oh, and unbinding the shield button actually hurting Mikkel a little there. Spot dodges instead and gets caught by 2 hits of triple barrel instead of 1, and almost getting caught by the guillotine as well. It's gonna be a long road ahead of Mikkel to try and win this game.
Yes, definitely. Shopkeeper is definitely not a character you want to be at an HP deficit against, because, you know, that gap can just widen so fast. But it looks like Mikkel is managing to close that just a bit, taking a small lead here over, but it might go a long way later.
Yeah, and Perp continuing to try and fire, but Mikkel is finding the conversions as well, finding a small lead here, but leads are a little bit fake in this matchup, as Perp is trying to use this bomb for a setup, sets it up really nicely, and actually counter hits Mikkel when Mikkel was going for a bit of bomb setup there, and the bomb will just blow up. Perp taking another game.
Oh no, the bomb explosion there, what blew it up?
I usually catch these things, but I don't know. I think Mikkel pressed the button and the hitbox was just there for the bomb.
Yeah, that was so fast. Maybe we'll ask him afterwards how that bomb got exploded. I think he may have hit it by accident, not reacting to it in time. that it, just appearing right in front of him.
Oh, okay. Chat's telling us it was a slash, but there was a broken towel, so it didn't move.
Oh, I see. So the PS right into his face then.
Well, that's rough, but you gotta recover here. But the bomb, South Detonation, means that Perp is once again in a little bit of a lead, fishing for this kinetic wave, looking for an opening here, trying to catch Mikkel off guard in top row, but again, Mikkel not getting caught.
Once again, we have... Ooh, actually the bomb exploding there. Did he hit that bomb, or did a line actually blow it up? Because I thought a line would teleport the bomb first. So I believe that's what Perp has been doing, right? Or has it had more HP than that?
I think it might have been the Align, and Mikkel will take those any day of the week, but still has a little bit of a deficit here, has to be really careful, but doesn't get caught by the tax return, any of those shenanigans, but the Align is coming, and this time Mikkel just dodges all of it again.
Yes, but we do have quite a dangerous hand coming up. We do have that K-Wave coming up with the Rag in hand, and we know how Shopkeeper likes to play with those, but Perp actually not opting to try and set that up, and instead opting to quickly move on to the next rotation. Oh, the bomb drag!
Really good play from Mikkel to send us to a game 5.
Yes, we are moving on to Game 5 right here. Definitely a very interesting set to be watching, seeing the counterplay that both of these players are bringing to the table. Ooh, Purple getting a small lead there with the fadeaway setup into the bomb explosion.
Really nice drag there from Perp, trying to match what Mikkel was doing just a little bit, and now has a very sizable lead here. Good defuse from Mikkel, not trying to let that mine stay in place, not trying to let the bottom row be completely blocked off, but so much space that you have to cover 2 dodges though, and Mikkel gets out of the sticky situation.
Yeah, what an some absolutely amazing defense there by Mikkel. Pretty much any other move there probably would have resulted in him dying or taking a lot of damage. Probably, honestly, I think about it, right? That could have been shield.
Yeah, but
that could have been shield that happened in that back column.
But another mine means that Mikkel is once again dangerously low, especially for this match at 25 health. Does not feel like all too much, and has to dance around these tax returns, but doesn't get caught by any of them. Trying to push forward and does get a big opening to even up the game.
Yeah, Mikkel really evading taxes right here, but not evading that Align into the triple barrel, but just barely manages to dodge that guillotine, but he's at 3 HP now. Definitely a very dangerous position. The next hit from Purple will be able to take this game, but at 24 HP, ooh, but unfortunately, Mikkel does not get that opportunity. Perp closing out this set with the trap.
Bit of a goofy game there, and Perp is on top yet again. Winners finals is won by Perp, moving on to winner's side of Grands, but that set was really down to the wire.
Yeah, that was definitely a very intense set right there, but Perp managing to come out on top, protecting her queendom of Sunday Shuffle. Not ready to give up that title just yet, I see. But now we're going to be looking at Fun Guy versus Hubsco in the losers quarterfinals. And the winner of this will be fighting Bloopity to see who will get to play against Perp again. Or I guess if Hubsco wins in the first time. I don't think Hubsco fought Perp earlier.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So far, Hubsco has been very, very good defensively in the neutral. And who did Hubsco fight in winners? Let's check. Bloopity. Oh, Hubsco did fight Bloopity in that winner side, so it's going to be interesting.
Yes, they will not only have to get past Fun Guy first, but then they'll also have to overcome a previous loss that was what was the set count? Was it like 3?
It was 3-0 for Bloopity.
Yeah, 3-0 for Bloopity. So yeah, definitely gonna have to make some major adaptations if Hubscoa does manage to win this set. But let's focus on what's in front of us here. We have Saffron versus Hazel, the iconic One Step from Eden rivalry between these two characters coming into play right now in losers quarterfinals.
Yep. As we get started here, Hubsco versus Fun Guy. This is a matchup that I really haven't seen like these two players fight against each other. So I'm interested to see how this one goes.
Yeah, this will definitely be an interesting match to watch. Because honestly, I think that both these players definitely have the tools within their deck to win this. You know, I think both of them have the things that they need, and I don't think either one is going to have a significant advantage over the other. But who knows? Maybe we'll find out otherwise.
Yep. Once again, Fun Guy. The Warp Rays have been doing a lot of work, but I think Hubskoa's defense has been exceptionally good, especially among the launch players. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Fun Guy's offense adapts to that.
Yes, and we will see right now as we see this Warp Rays mini game coming up, and it looks like Hubskoa is going to win the Warp Rays mini game, showing off that incredible reaction speed there, dodging that Warp Rays.
Again, just dodging 4 times in a row, not getting caught by any of that. The defensive prowess of Hubskoa coming into play here as the game is being kept very close, and if the game is being kept close, that's good for Hubskoa, who will just continue trying to get that reliable damage.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing both players here just kind of struggling to find large hits that they need to do big damage in this matchup. You know, both of them kind of just landing whatever they can, getting 10 damage, 15 damage conversions at a time.
Oh, the Warp Race interrupted by Hubskoa, but not getting the Spear Wave. Fun Guy dancing away in time as, once again, Hubskoa just camping the back row, knowing that Fun Guy doesn't have any like super fast moves to catch from the back row, but a shield break is huge, and that's going to be a pretty significant chunk of damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fun Guy, I think, messing up the card order right there, not getting the backstab into the world, but it is okay, still having a fairly decent lead here, about around 15 HP, and landing the Warp Rays is going to take the first game.
We're talking a lot about Hubskoa's history, maybe against Bloopity, but Fun Guy is looking to end that all immediately.
Yes, Hubskoa is going to need to get past Fun Guy, who is a very large threat by himself, you know. Well-known alpha player. Definitely a very strong win, too. So we will need to see some adaptation. And it looks like Hubskoa is adding Rush back into the deck and removing the Entangle. So definitely an interesting choice there.
Yeah, different flavor, the older flavor, I believe, of Hubskoa's deck, and that might do a little better against this particular Hazel.
Yeah, we are gonna see the vanilla flavor version of this deck right here. So yeah, we saw Hubskoa with just amazing defense in that previous game, avoiding that Warp Raise a lot, but unfortunately towards sort of the end of that match, Hubskoa slipping up just a couple of times, and Fun Guy being able to capitalize off of it, and immediately at the start slipping up and getting caught by that Warp Raise.
Yeah, Hubskoa is treading a very fine line in this game. It is trying to win this game, and a lot of it is just that exceptional defense. But if you're focused on defense so often, you're spending a lot of mana on those evades, then you're not really getting the chance to do as much offense as the other players. So if you slip up once, then you're at such a massive deficit.
Yes, that is true. You can only play defense for so long, and you know those dodges are not free. That shield also, you know, isn't free. But this is an interesting little bit. Oh, Fun Guy with a very quick, short combo right there, following up with another one into that rush.
Oh, a little tricky with that Spear Wave. Does catch Fun Guy off guard and lowers the lead just a little bit longer. And Hubskoa trying to find an opening here with another Spear Wave in hand, waiting out the turret and just throwing it out. But Fun Guy just steps all the way to the bottom row.
Yeah, just some amazing evasion right there of that Spirit Wave, really just completely getting out of the way. But we are going to be having the Warp Race minigame come up again very soon. Let's see if Hubskoa can evade it, and he does, and it even gets the punish right there with the Spear Wave.
Despite landing the Spear Wave, though, is still very, very down, trying to get a little bit of damage with those spears, but it's a tough situation when you're at 8 health. Does interrupt Fun Guy on the rush in, but still Fun Guy in a good spot, even with no cards in hand.
Yes, and Hubskoa really going to be looking to land his next Spear Wave, you know, to close that lead, and he does the rush into the Spear Wave, I believe that was. But he's not out just yet. 1 HP left in this game.
1 HP and a dream, 2 HP and a dream, but with the Spear Wave gone, it's going to be a lot harder. Dancing away, trying not to get hit by the weapon. 5 health, counting up. But that's still not much when the blinks come in. When another rush comes in, Fun Guy closed it out.
Yes, you know, definitely a very difficult game to play there when you're such low HP and your opponent just has stuff like backstab into rush, that you can't really stay in the front or in the back.
The Dreadworm comes out again. Again, the Death Secret skin from Hubskoa trying to find a way, but I'm not sure if this is the answer, but Hubskoa looked good on it the last time they went to the emergency Dreadworm.
We will see, but as a Dreadworm player, I would never recommend you counterpick Dreadworm to Hazel. It is a horrible idea. It is a terrible, terrible idea. But maybe Hubskoa's cooking.
I mean, against
we will find out.
Against Bloopity, it didn't do half bad. It actually brought it very, very close, and it's still keeping up in the damage here. I think just the weapons. Dreadworm's weapons, they're just really hard to read compared to everyone else's.
Yeah, definitely a bit tricky visually, Dev really trying to make it as readable as possible with all the recent adjustments, but it doesn't seem to quite satisfy everyone. There always just seems to be some people that struggle to fully keep track of these beams.
Let's go now. Facing a pretty solid deficit as Fun Guy. Got hit a lot early, but is getting a hit a little less as we head later into this game. As Hubskoa wants to make this comeback, the weapons come out, 4 damage on that one, but it's gonna be tough, especially with Fun Guy having Rush in hand.
Yeah, Fun Guy really trying to bait Hubskoa into moving up front to hit with that rush into potentially a whirl, but Hubskoa not really falling for it, but he doesn't need to because Fun Guy is definitely with a solid lead right there.
Oh, Hubskoa maybe has a little bit of a chance here, bring the game closer, but almost. Nothing left for Fun Guy. Trying to find another rush available, but this time Hubskoa just dances away from it to the back column.
Yeah, this is definitely a very anxiety-inducing situation to be such low HP against Fun Guy there on a character with such slow weapons, but unfortunately for Hubskoa, Fun Guy will be taking this set 3-0.
Yep, and we're going to see Fun Guy again immediately because Bloopity will be arriving shortly. Yep.
Yes, and I will say this to all my Dread players watching this stream, do not ever counterpick Dread to Hazel. Ever. It is not a good idea. But we did see Hubskoa cook a little bit, so...
Yeah, and I do think that had more to do with Hubskoa's defense than the Dreadworm character, but it wasn't looking awful,
Alright, but we are going to be moving on now to, I believe, losers semifinals with Bloopity versus Fun Guy. So we got Hazel versus Violette.
Yeah, and these two didn't face off in winners, falling to Perp and Mikkel respectively, so this is going to be an interesting match. I believe you have more information about this player matchup than I do.
Yes, definitely. We have Violette into Hazel, right here. So Violette definitely going to be able to get past those blocks, with the piercing on the weapon. But unfortunately, Fun Guy not really playing his strategy that even relies on the blocks that much, Fun Guy playing a much more melee-based strategy, so, that can actually be a bit scary for Violette to be near the front, because, you have that risk of getting blinked into that bonk and then to a million other things.
Just as you say that really was 2 million other things on Fun Guy's side of the field, and one of the bomb explosions even connected with Bloopity, which is huge for Fun Guy. Warp Race thrown out, and Fun Guy just playing this defense with the blink so well.
Yeah, Fun Guy overall just doing absolutely amazing in this match, having a very solid lead. So Bloopity definitely going to need to make some adjustments in order to close this gap. But Violette is definitely a character very capable of doing that. But Bloopity just with 5 HP left, and Fun Guy taking this first game with that rush. Unfortunately, Bloopity will not get the chance to make a comeback there.
Right, and now it's Bloopity and Fun Guy yet again looking for the Warp Race here. They actually connect with the backstab as well. A good chunk of damage immediately for Fun Guy.
Yeah, and honestly, one thing I want to see in this matchup, I'm not sure if they're aware, but that bomb might actually backfire in the future against Bloopity, because those Warp Rays can teleport that bomb right back into Bloopity's face for an explosion. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes into play.
Oh, and that's a lot of damage onto Fun Guy, but Fun Guy actually answering right back with the wrench combo, and again, so much damage onto Bloopity.
Yeah, you know, Fun Guy's combo is definitely very capable of keeping up with VLS damage output. So, you know, that's definitely gonna be quite a dangerous thing for Bloopity to be fighting here. Like, a character that can match VLS DPS.
Oh, and actually catching Fungi with the whirl as well. The additional damage is very welcome for Bloopity. Now Fungi at a bit of a dangerous spot health-wise, but so is Bloopity. The push slash into Thunder as well on the step out, and now Bloopity just needs one more opening.
The Fun Guy being really patient right there, really trying to find a hit, but unfortunately does not find it because Bloopity finds it first and takes the game with that whirl combo. And now we're moving on to Game 3.
Game 3 is Bloopity and Fungi are having a very close set. Each game going pretty down to the wire as Fungi answers right back with the Warp Ray. He's been hitting a lot of raw Warp Rays so far.
Yeah, you know, if you don't have any structures, Warp Rays can definitely be quite annoying to deal with if you're not doing the appropriate counterplay. Because, you know, basically either you sit in the bottom 2 rows and you dodge. But when you're in the heat of a match like this, you know, it can definitely be very easy to forget to do that sometimes.
Oh, and the bomb is sent forward yet again by Funguy's Wrench, and trying to make the comeback here, but it's going to be difficult because Bloopity yet again just needs one more opening to take this game. And with the Frost Axe, it's going to be very difficult for Fungi. Even any stray Frost hits could be death here, but actually managed to survive there, but 2 health and a whirl will cover the exit.
Yes, Bloopity up in this set now at 2-1, so this could potentially be the last game. We may see a rematch coming up if Fungi does not make the proper adaptations necessary to take this set over Bloopity. But looks like we have Warp Rays in here coming up.
Warp Rays trying to land them, trying to set up into them with that Hazel weapon, but it won't connect this time. Bloopity's defense looking solid.
Yes, Bloopity's defense looking very solid indeed, but Fungi does have a small lead right here, and just as I say that, that lead is gone and taken right back with the rush. Some very interesting trades going on right there. Oh my gosh, the Warp Race bomb! Just like I said it, 43 damage!
Right when we thought that Bloopity was in command of this game, it is actually Fungi with a huge opening, 20 health remaining, as now Bloopity needs to make it up, but gets a lot of damage right back, and the deficit doesn't look too scary now, but it really did look so scary after that combo.
Yes, Fungi just completely taking the lead there with that Warp Race bomb setup that I was talking about earlier. I'm so happy to see that come into play. So Bloopity definitely going to be playing very, very carefully here.
That bomb is also scary, but doesn't matter. Walk up into Wrench to punish. Fungi sending us to a game 5.
Yes, we are moving on to the final game of this set right here. Both players playing extremely well. Great offense, great defense. It's going to be very interesting to see who's going to be able to come out on top. But we have Bloopity first starting off with a pretty solid lead here.
Fungi trying to push forward here, and still at a bit of a deficit though. Now Bloopity has a lot of starters in hand though, but Fungi with the drag is actually going to get a lot of damage, and additionally with the blink as well.
Yes, and now we have a much smaller deficit for Fungi to be working around. The Warp Rays in hand, we might see, unfortunately, that bomb getting blown up a little bit too early for Fungi to make use of it, but we still have a very much even game here.
Push slash into backstab, just small chunks of damage for Fungi, slowly taking a bit of a lead, but Bloopity has to be careful. The Warp Rays come out again, and when they're connecting so reliably for Fungi, that is just consistent damage.
Yes, and now we have Bloopity with the auto slash into whirl in hand, into the thunder, into the backstab, but Fungi just barely managing to make it out alive, and landing the Warp Rays. Bloopity at 1 HP just left.
Fungi wants to use a rush here, doesn't even need it. Closes out this game, but that could not have been closer. Fungi with the clutch parry.
Yes, what an absolutely exciting and very close set right here. Really down to the last game, down to the wire. But it will be Fungi with the Hazel taking it and moving on to, I believe, losers finals now. Oh yeah, losers finals up against Mikkel.
Yep, Mikkel versus Fungi, and Fungi with the sad face. I guess Fungi's not looking forward to this matchup, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. After just barely scraping by against that Violette player, now up against a very strong Violette player again. Definitely, definitely not the best possible turn of events for Fun Guy here.
That set was so good. It had it all right. The warp raise combo, like you said, the crazy parry on the bomb, and Fun Guy clutching it out.
All right, but at least Fun Guy pretty much has a necessary matchup experience now, because pretty much going into the exact same deck matchup right after. Although I'm not sure if was Bloopity running Claw Trap? I can't remember.
I don't believe so.
But yeah, definitely going to need to keep an eye on that Claw Trap. But Hazel with the summon can easily disarm it if Mikkel decides to put it anywhere other than the back column, so it probably won't be that big of a problem for Fun Guy.
And just as you say that, it's a back column angle for Mikkel, knowing that possibility. But so far, Fun Guy playing this defense quite well, interrupting Mikkel over and over, and yet again taking a bit of a early lead here.
Yes, Fun Guy with a fairly decent lead here. Unfortunately, getting hit by that push slash into the mines, but still managing to keep a very small lead. Ooh, and the push slash on the bomb.
Yeah, Fun Guy's been very, very good at bomb counterplaying so far this game. Mikkel is throwing them out, but Fun Guy is just using the wrench to get them out of danger, using the push slash to turn them into their own offense. But Mikkel, with a little bit of an interruption on the warp raise, is actually going to get a little damage back onto Fun Guy.
Yeah, this is definitely a very tricky situation for, Mikkel, because, you throw those bombs in the third column. Hazel is a character. Her weapon pushes that structure forward, right? So it's going to allow Hazel to safely step behind it and remove it without being in its explosion radius.
Oh, and that was almost really, really good for Fun Guy, right? Just parried and walked forward, and it was scary for Mikkel, who was in the first column a little bit, but Fun Guy doesn't cry over the missed opportunity, because Fun Guy is the one who is in the lead, blocking off that top row just a little bit and trying to find an opening, but it is Mikkel who actually finds an opening with the bomb.
Yes, Mikkel getting a very good chunk of damage right there with that bomb play. Now we have Mikkel right here with a very threatening hand with auto slash into whirl, but unfortunately for Mikkel, not getting the proper follow-up and immediately getting punished by that rush, and Fun Guy will be taking the first game, and here we go into game 2.
Fun Guy is making it happen right now, looking to try and turn this lead into a set win, but these warp rays don't connect, even though they've been landing so well earlier on in a lot of these games. And maybe Mikkel has a bit of an opening here. Maybe a starter can be thrown out, but the whirl does not connect, and it's a little tough when Fun Guy is so on point in these past 2 sets.
Are we gonna see it? Oh, yeah, that is just such a dangerous thing to have that warp raise easily turn your bomb against you like that, because that bomb, if you screw up that parry, your shield is gone. Definitely something that Mikkel's gonna have to keep track of. Oh, again, and the second parry in a row.
Mikkel is ready for this matchup. Still at a bit of a health deficit though, but it's trying to turn it around with that opening. Both players throwing out a lot of cards in succession, but Fun Guy comes out on top with 2 wrench bonks in a row.
But yeah, this is definitely quite the dilemma for Mikkel here, because Violette really does need that bomb in order to get that control of the field. But with Fun Guy just constantly turning it against him, it's going to be quite hard for Mikkel to find some hits sometimes.
The raw backstab comes out, the bomb set up again, but a great parry by Fun Guy to not get caught, as Mikkel blocking off the second column here, trying to find something. But this health state is so scary for both players.
Yes, Fun Guy, with the lead, but oh, was that warp raise again? Absolutely insane. Oh, Mikkel whipping out the Shizo.
Oh my.
Warp raise. Oh, maybe Fun Guy was listening in on the stream and is now using that as his primary counterplay option.
But the Shiso, I have not seen a Shiso in the past 4 Sunday shuffles. This character has fallen off the map so hard, but we'll see if this is enough for Mikkel.
Yes, anybody saying Shizo is anything less than high tier is incorrect, because I have fought in this Shizo many times, and I very well know what it's capable of. Yeah, Mikkel Shizo, definitely not a joke pick. It is something that is quite strong. He has been doing quite well with it recently. So, we do have an even game coming up here.
Yep, and Mikkel with one opening is getting a lot of consistent damage, and I think that's super important in a matchup like this where Fun Guy is throwing out the big Warp Rays and can get so much explosive damage with them at the right moment.
Yes, but fortunately now that Mikkel is playing a non-bomb strategy, not really Fun Guy, not really gonna be able to capitalize on that. But it looks like he won't need to because he's just hitting that Warp Rays raw, getting that little poke right there.
Oh, and a little bit of root coming out from Mikkel, but not being able to land the Shiso weapons too reliably. Getting a little bit of ammo off of the box, but it's going to be difficult for Mikkel to find an opening here.
We're going to see it. Yep, there it is. The shield break. The Shiso W2 into Whirl. If you block that, your shield is gone. It is not blockable setup, but it looks like Fun Guy still with the lead here. Mikkel barely any HP. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
And there it is.
Really well played by Mikkel in the end game with the shield break as well, but that was still down to the wire, right? It kind of felt like Fun Guy was in control up until that shield break, so it's still going to be a long road for Mikkel.
Yes, both Dreadwire, and there it is again. Both Dreadwire and Shiso can do this. If you get rooted by Entangle, they can buffer their W2 into another spell immediately. So if you shield there, your shield will get broken. It is pretty much guaranteed damage.
Alright, Mikkel now taking it slow, trying to find an opening, but these Warp Rays have been connecting over and over. Even if there's no bomb, the Warp Rays are providing that reliable damage that Fun Guy is taking the lead with, and with a Whirl in hand, looking for an opening.
Yes, despite that shield break we saw earlier, Fun Guy still managing to keep a small lead here, almost losing it, but just barely, and now losing it. But Warp Rays in hand can easily take it back. Let's see if we will... And landing the first hit.
Alright, now Fun Guy with the slashes looking to try and close out this game, but not quite. Whirl again with the blink as well, trying to land it here, but will not connect onto Mikkel, who's going in with the Whirl, trying to open Fun Guy up, but 1 health and a dream. It's going to be difficult for Mikkel here.
Yes, we're at 1 HP and a dream here, but unfortunately that dream not coming true. Fun Guy with the Warp Rays really putting in the work there, taking the last game. Mikkel whipping out the Shiso. It did put in some work. Definitely almost being able to allow Mikkel to make a strong comeback here, but it is not enough.
Really well played by Fun Guy, and now sitting in Grands against Perp, who is on the winner's side. This is a completely different change of pace from the opponents that Fun Guy has been facing for the past 2 sets.
Yeah, it's definitely Violette. Combo Violette into combo Violette. And then now into Shopkeeper, who does even more damage. Oh man, Fun Guy's really really but put through the ringer.
Alright, and Perp has arrived. Has to choose that starter deck that she declared, trying to clip some people with that Ultra Angle, but might prove to be a little bit of a negative in these matchups against the alpha players.
Yeah, definitely. Unless Perp really does manage to land that, she's pretty much starting off each of these sets at a 1 game deficit because it has not been working out too well here in top 8.
Right.
And here we go.
First game of Grands, Perp versus Fun Guy, and with the flavor of deck, it's actually gonna be a little bit difficult for Perp to win this game because Fun Guy's not gonna make it easy to hit the Ultra Angles and the big damage.
Yeah, this will definitely be quite the tough battle for Perp, but Perp is managing to somewhat keep up here. Fun Guy playing with his life right now. Hovering over that Ultra Angle. Really getting cocky.
Fun Guy making it a little bit interesting here, but the Align Rag in hand, trying to get the Raw Ragnarok on Fun Guy's step, but not quite the Claw Trap. The Mine dodged away, and Fun Guy is not getting caught.
It's not getting caught, but definitely don't want to see a case where Fun Guy gets a bit too overconfident and then gets pulled into that Ultra Angle. Like that! Just like that!
No way.
Into the the old trick.
No, no shot.
Oh my god.
And Perp's going for it again.
Oh my goodness. Like I said, Fun Guy getting a bit too cocky there and not properly counterplaying that old triangle and then losing a game because of it.
Okay, but this time Fun Guy won't get hit, right? Yeah, not getting hit by the Align, not getting hit by the Tax Return, and continuing to put damage down, but after that game, it's hard to talk.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, all Fun Guy really just needs to do is, you know, just play nice and slow, play that defense, and just overall avoid that setup into the old triangle. No! Unfortunately, avoiding all of the starters right there, but definitely a very scary situation to be in.
The Warp Rays come out and Perp dodges away from them, and with the state of the game like this, Perp has a lot of opportunities to try and go for these setups.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of opportunities, pretty much right up until she dies to take this game pretty much, you know, immediately. All it takes is one combo, one mistake by Fun Guy, just as he made last game to lose this, but it looks like Fun Guy is not making any mistakes currently, barely managing to avoid that Ragnarok. On the shield break.
Big shield break, but not the right cards in hand to try and clean the game up. But with Perp at this low of a health deficit here, it's going to be a little difficult for Perp to make it out.
Yeah, this match not looking too hopeful for Perp right now. Definitely going to need an old triangle combo in order to take this. But I don't think Fun Guy is going to be as careless as he was last time. Unfortunately, not hitting that old triangle right there. So Perp really just going to need to be able to land these hits.
Wait, Perp didn't regen from that?
I'm not sure.
Well, Perp had her fun. It is now swapping to the more neutral-oriented deck that will not be as all in.
Yes, Perp getting serious now, pulling out the the actual deck, not the advertisement. So here we're gonna go now. Into game 3. Oh my goodness.
What an explosive opening from Perp, getting a lot of damage down, but Fun Guy as well with the Warp Rays, keeping the lead pretty close here as one hit of Triple Barrel will actually interrupt Fun Guy.
Yeah, it's definitely the explosive start by Purple, and it's just I was just about to say that Fun Guy manages to close the gap, but I guess not. Purple immediately landing the rag setup afterwards.
Right, Fun Guy trying to bring it back here, but Perp is looking pretty strong at the moment and looking confident as well. The aligned Triple Barrel, no mana for Ragnarok, thankfully.
Yes, that definitely would have been the game right there if Perp did have the mana in order to land that Ragnarok. And we would have been moving on to the next game, but it looks like Fun Guy is hanging in there, landing that Warp Raise for a solid 14 damage.
Oh! And Perp, again, the fadeaway, so hard to defend against when it comes out like that.
Yeah, definitely very hard to react to, you know, it just comes out and either you dodge it or you don't dodge it, or hope you're not in the wrong spot at the wrong time, but fortunately Fun Guy was.
Right, and dodging away the mine, and Fun Guy with a bit of a lead here. Leads can be fleeting, but you'll never turn away one, especially against a deck like this, and getting away from the Ragnarok as well in time. Scary noise from the fadeaway, but it doesn't connect on Fun Guy, maintaining the lead and creating a pretty big lead here with all these openings.
Yeah, honestly, I think with all these fadeaways we see closing out these games, it's going to be triggering some PTSD, and speaking of PTSD, Rag will be too, after that insane combo right there, chunking away so much of Fun Guy's HP. Ouch.
Oh, has to be really careful there. A very brave rush from Fun Guy, but Perp gets caught. Really wants his kinetic wave into Triple Barrel, but it's going to be pretty difficult.
Ooh, and the guillotine, but Fun Guy does manage to keep a fairly sizable lead, but Fun Guy will need to close this game out before that lead disappears, because we sure know that it will.
Going for the align into fadeaway. Not quite. The mine and the guillotine available as Fungi gets a little bit more damage down. The mine cleared away, but the guillotine comes in. 15 health remaining. Triple barrel comes out as well. 5 health. Only remains 1 health remains as Perp is going to start fishing, but the warp raise clutch it out. Fungi sends us to a game 5.
Fungi, the warp raise coming in clutch, just barely allowing him to take that game despite being on the clutches of defeat.
But the guillotine comes out and the lead is taken once again by Perp, who's playing safely and getting shield broken, but such little damage for Fungi, who had just shuffled.
Yeah, unfortunately, only able to get the deviate loop right there. Nothing else in order to capitalize off of that punish. We got Purple definitely looking for a bit of poke right here. We got Triple Barrel and Mine in hand, 2 very dangerous cards. Fungi disarming the Mine.
Right, and now Perp is looking to try and get the Triple Barrel here, but Fungi with a good shield is going to get away for now, and the deficit has been made up for, 63 to 62. Looking a lot closer as the whirl is good as well. Fungi not getting caught by the guillotine, dodging away the mine, and it feels like Fungi has adapted.
Yes, but we do have a Align Ragnarok in hand, and it hits right there, the Align Ragnarok chunking Fungi, but he does manage to keep up in HP so far, just barely maintaining a lead right now.
Yeah, Perp could end this in one combo, so Fungi has to be really careful on the defense, but with the damage being chipped down, it's not going to be easy for Perp either. Almost trying to trap Fungi, but it's not quite enough.
Yeah, definitely avoiding getting killed there is definitely huge. Unfortunately, the guillotine missing 2 for Perp, and now we just have the kinetic wave into Ragnarok, but getting shuffled away, so Fungi definitely looking like he has a solid chance right now, as long as he avoids these setups, and he does, with the backstab right there, taking the game. And now we're moving on to a bracket reset.
That's the reset, and
oh no, looks like that starter decision really not paying off for Perp right now.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little interesting to watch because Perp's gonna be forced on the fishing deck again, and Fungi did get hit.
Yes, he sure did, but as he says in the chat, it seems he is not taking any chances this time and playing with his life like he was the first time. Definitely learning that lesson the hard way. But if Fungi does keep the adaptations that he made, you know, this is probably going to be just the first game of this set immediately to him.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but all of these games were down to the wire. So it really could go either way here.
Yeah, definitely. You never know how these matches are going to turn out, but we will find out soon enough as we move into the first match of this bracket reset. Let's see if Fungi will be able to take down Perp.
Bit of a title change for Perp. GG no refunds, as Steel Triangle will be coming out here. Immediate fadeaway to take a very quick lead for Perp.
Yeah, getting a read on that rush actually. Immediately using a fadeaway as a result. But Perp with a small lead here, not too much, but it is something. And setting up that Align right now, and Fungi actually pulling out the summon counterplay to put something on the old triangle tile.
But Perp might not even need the old triangle with how much she's hitting right now. It's a lot of health in the deficit for Fungi, dodging away that mine, but still a lot to make up.
Yeah, even if Fungi is properly playing around that old triangle, he still has to play around the other aspects of Purple's deck, and currently, you know, he's not doing that as he gets double shield broken into the triple barrel with just 36 HP left.
This is tough, as the real question is, will Perp go for this deck twice if she wins, right? At this point, it is such a hard situation as everything comes out, but it's not quite enough.
And now Fungi with just 7 HP left against 71 HP Shopkeeper. This is definitely one of the worst situations you could find yourself in a tournament set, to be at such a deficit against a character that could just end you at any point.
Very brave going into the ult triangle, but no, this time it won't connect either. Perp now just needs one more opening, but that kind of feeling might be a little dangerous sometimes. There's, oh, the fadeaway. Perp, first game of Grands.
Yep,
and can't switch.
Once again, the fadeaway taking another one of Fun Guy's games away from him. But yeah, you know, even without the ult triangle there, Fun Guy was pretty much just getting hit by everything else.
No triangle coming out, a different position than usual, back column instead of front column, as Perp can't quite get the align this time.
Yeah, and then Fun Guy also, I think, setting up that block in front of the ult triangle to avoid getting pushed into it by something like K-Wave. So definitely a very smart play right there. And as we can see, Fun Guy's adaptation is paying off right now, as he does have a fairly solid HP lead. And just as I say that, unfortunately gets hit by the fadeaway, but still with a sizable 20 HP.
No triangle falls with no target to connect on. Fun Guy now looking to try and close out this game to try and even up the series in this grand finals. That was so scary, by the way. The ult triangle landed.
Oh my god,
right
I thought
next
that was
to
on the ult triangle tile. Yeah, that gave me a miniature heart attack. At first I thought that this match was over, but fortunately it was on the wrong tile. Visuals were a little bit tricky there. But it looks like Fun Guy is maintaining a very solid lead right here, 40 HP up, with the auto slash and the push slash in hand, looking for some poke damage.
Axe returns on the field, and Perp almost getting punished, but a great fadeaway to avoid the warp raise and get a little more damage onto Fun Guy.
Yeah, really avoiding those front row warp raise, you know, by tricking Fun Guy into thinking that just like, oh, I'm up here, I'm punishable, and then immediately teleports to the back and lands that fadeaway. We've seen Perp do it multiple times.
Oh, and the triple barrel actually interrupting Fun Guy on the offense. Perp might have a bit of an opportunity here, but 1 HP and a dream. It's not looking too good because Fun Guy has so many ways to close out this game, but no hand, and maybe Perp can find something.
Yeah, Perp definitely at a difficult battle right now, but you know, that ult triangle is in the back. But 30, honestly, this could still very much go either way, but unfortunately it does not for Purple. Fun Guy will take this second game, and just like we had in the set before the bracket reset, Perp winning one game and then immediately switching off afterwards. And here we are going to go into game 3.
Game 3 approaches, and now it feels like both sets of Grands have really been a best of 3, right? Because Perp has swapped off the deck, and then the adaptation starts to come in.
Yeah, you know, Fun Guy slipping up the first game, Perp not being able to win the next game, and then now these are the 2 games that actually matter.
Fun Guy, though, diffusing the mine away, not letting any of those tack return on the back column shenanigans occur, and once again, setting up these blocks to not get caught by the Align.
Yes, and now we have Fun Guy with his signature damage card, Warp Raise in hand, but unfortunately not getting the hit. We have Perp here with the K-Wave and the Guillotine, missing the K-Wave, but still having the damage in hand with Rag and Guillotine.
Oh, it has to fade away. Could look for a little bit of damage here, but Fun Guy is not getting caught, keeping this deficit pretty close, as Perp is getting a lot of mileage off of the Northwind chip damage.
Well, using the Invade there to avoid that Guillotine, definitely a great play there by Fun Guy. And as a result, closing that deficit, but unfortunately walking into the Ragnarok, immediately losing that lead.
Huge opening for Perp, needs 2 good openings to close out this game. Kinetic Wave available for the triple barrel, but... Oh, Kinetic Wave connects, triple barrel connects. That's so much damage.
Yes, that mine setting up that K-Wave there for Purple. Unfortunately, Fun Guy getting caught by it on the way back. And now Fun Guy at just 9 HP, you know, pretty much anything in Perp hand, gonna be able to kill him.
Guillotine comes in, Fun Guy looking, but it's such a scary situation to be in. The line in hand for Perp. So many ways to set up into this Ragnarok, so many ways to mix you up, but Fun Guy will just stay safe behind the block, walks into the Ragnarok!
Fun Guy mixing himself up there, walking into the second rag for that game. What an unfortunate turn of events for Fun Guy, but definitely gonna need to avoid doing that in this game if Fun Guy does want to win this set.
Perp 1 game away from taking the second Sunday Shuffle in a row, and She's won a lot of launch tournaments so far. Another one to add to the pile. Fun Guy though, trying not to let that happen. Has a slight lead here, but it's gonna be difficult to play this neutral.
Yeah, Perp definitely sitting on a lot of W's recently, with all these Sunday shuffles. But let's see if Fun Guy can make it so that this won't be the third one in a row. Ooh, but unfortunately getting aligned into that mine. Purple with just a small HP lead here, but we're basically at an even game.
It feels like Perp scales the longer a tournament goes because the opponents have to expend so much more mental energy to dodge everything.
Yeah, fighting Shopkeeper is a very stressful experience. You know, I play Queen, who actually does quite well against this character, and I will tell you, it does not get any less stressful. But Fun Guy definitely keeping the mental necessary to win this, because Fun Guy with an absolutely massive HP lead right now, and not walking into that Ragnarok. So good adaptation.
Yeah, just needs one good opening to kill here, and Fun Guy is looking for it, hunting for it, trying not to get caught by any of Perp's big damage. Perp sitting at that regen 13 health and looking for that triple barrel, but Fun Guy will punish the triple barrel immediately to send us to a 5th game of bracket reset.
Yes, that is right, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in the final game of Sunday Shuffle for this week. Let's see if Perp will stay on top, or whether Fun Guy with the Hazel and the Warp Rays will be able to take Perp down. But we are at a very close game right here, you know, not a very big deficit here for Perp.
Game 10 has approached in this grand finals as Fun Guy is building up a bit of a sizable lead now, but as you said, Perp can erase these in an instant, but the Warp Rays are good, the Whirl is good. Fun Guy looking to close it out here.
Yeah, Fun Guy now with an absolutely massive lead here at 50 HP, and successfully just managing to avoid all of these setups by Perp and missing the guillotine. Let's see if Perp will be able to hit this fadeaway, and it misses too. So Fun Guy just at an absolutely massive advantage right now, but let's see if he can keep this up.
Fun Guy looking, getting the block here for defense and defusing the mine immediately. Perp looking for that guillotine here as the Warp Rays don't quite connect. Fun Guy still looking for a little bit more damage, but Perp doesn't quite have the mana to follow up, doesn't have the cards to follow up on that align.
Yeah, Perp overall just struggling to find any hits here. You know, Fun Guy is fully locked in, really wanting to take this tournament, taking this W, which will probably be the first one, I believe, for Fun Guy since release. Ooh, Purple managing to land that fadeaway, but still at a very, very big deficit. Gonna need to hit that K-Wave if she wants to close this gap, but unfortunately missing it.
Shuffles away the Ragnarok, knows that this isn't the time to be fishing too hard as Fun Guy trying to find one opening. K-Wave though, triple barrel, and trying to get the Flame Breath as well. Suddenly the lead doesn't look nearly as scary for Perp as she looks for an opening with the mine, but it's immediately diffused away by Fun Guy.
Yes, the right combination of cards right now can definitely result in Fun Guy's death, even with just 3 in hand. But unfortunately for Purple, it will not, because Fun Guy will take this tournament with that with that combo streak right there, taking down Perp, taking down the Queen of Sunday Shuffle, and becoming the king.
What a last game. Fun Guy played that perfectly, and I was yapping, I was chatting about how Perp seems like she scales later on, and that is true, but as you said, it didn't feel like Fun Guy was being worn down at all. That last game was perhaps the best out of Fun Guy's games.
Yes, that was some absolutely insane gameplay by Fun Guy, you know, despite being in the very last game of this tournament, managing to keep that strong mental and, you know, avoid all of these setups by Purple, avoiding all of that big damage, and keeping such a sizable lead for the majority of the match, and overall just taking the game, you know, taking this tournament. So Fun Guy, just absolutely amazing plays.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool that we've had a different winner of Sunday Shuffle every week. I don't know how much longer that'll be the case, because now that there's 4 separate winners, we're bound to see a repeat or two, but yeah, really well played to everyone in this tournament, especially Fun Guy. A grueling Game 10 Grand Finals.
Yeah, definitely a very extreme set right here, you know, really going down to the wire. Game 10, right? But yeah, Fun Guy clawing, I believe. No, not clawing his way if he loses right at the start. Oh my god, actually, I'm looking just now at winter semifinals, and it looks like that was a very close set too, you know, it was 3-2 and winter semis, and then every set that that Perp and Fun Guy have played in this tournament has been really down to the wire. Looks like these two players are just incredibly close in skill level.
Well, on that note, I guess we won't overstay our welcome. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for playing, and yeah, make sure to enter next week.